Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Harness Tube. Steve Surratt, David Brink, and Lisa Surratt running the camera again for you this evening. Our second card for you today, the Marathon in the Heat.
The Marathon. I said today, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Drink your water, take your breaks, and stay cool.
Absolutely, as we are back in Coles County over in Charleston for 8 races this evening. That'll give you 17 races total for the day. We hope some of the few sound issues that we've had going on this morning, it looks like my meters are going pretty well, that things are the way they should be. We'll get it corrected, but we're glad to be on board with you tonight. David, let's talk about where we're at the rest of the week. Absolutely. As far as that's concerned.
We're ending up here tonight. We're going to finish the broadcast and then turn right around tomorrow. We're going to wake up and drive back down to Altamont to hit that noon post on Thursday, Altamont 3 we'll call it. Coming back here on Friday, they're going to have so the first 2 cards in Charleston, usually what they call twilight races at 5:30, but on Friday we will be at 12:30 on Friday back here at Charleston. Then we turn around and drive right home and hit Mount Sterling Saturday and Sunday, 2 p.m. Don't miss that Downstate Classic card on Sunday. Followed up a couple weeks later by Morrison and Pena.
10 races you said on Saturday, correct?
I got 10 races on Saturday from the draw, so we'll get those typed up. But yeah, a nice exciting card. The ISA on Saturday and the Downstate Classic on Sunday.
And a short card tomorrow, just 6 races on the agenda for tomorrow.
We'll catch a breather, but I think the fans over there in Effingham County appreciate getting to watch horse racing every day. Even if it's just a small card, they can catch their lunch, sit down, watch a few races, and after 2 hours later, they'll be up and on their feet going on to the rides.
Absolutely. And then we're off to Mount Sterling for the weekend. We love getting back home, particularly after this long week, and we've got some events going on there.
Yep.
And then we'll finish up with Morrison about the middle of August, and then a couple of days right before Labor Day, we'll be in Pena with Labor Day. Lisa and David and I and Jackie and a lot of people will be at the Illini Classic horse sale.
Speaking of, I just got a box of catalogs behind me. I put them in the car, so the catalogs are out. They're floating around. They will make their way into the barn areas for the horsemen to pick up, but you will have them by probably next time you catch us, or at least Mount Sterling anyway.
Yeah, I may have to steal one of those before
we can open the box.
Home. Yeah, it's called a delivery charge, right?
I don't think Tiffy will mind. I think Kurt gave them to us, so we're good, right?
Yeah, he said they're ours. We can charge for them, do whatever we
sure
want
can.
to with that. We want to remind you, getting a little late to advertise with us, but we would sure like to get you on the calendar for next year, and we could start working on that this winter. David and I could start working on commercials for you. And the advantage of that, even if you want to start now and commit to next year, we'll make a commercial for you that you can run on your local station for sports.
Any high school broadcasting that goes on in your area, whether you want to put it on your Facebook page, any kind of, or a website if you have one. But yeah, you can own that commercial. We'll put a 30-second commercial together for you and give you the file to use as you see fit. I mean, it is your business you're promoting, so we want to make sure we help you out as a business owner.
And speaking of that, we'll go to a commercial right now.
Avenatti Racing, a third-generation, family-run stable with a legacy of excellence. Centrally located between Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky racing programs, Avenatti Racing specializes in buying yearlings, breaking, training, and racing top-performing standardbreds. Call 217-840-6469 or email avanettiracing@gmail.com today. Avenatti Racing, from yearling to racetrack, we build contenders.
Looking to move your mobile home? Need a roll-off dumpster at a competitive rate? Or maybe it's time to demo that old mobile home? Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport has you covered. We serve Central Illinois with reliable mobile home transport, offer affordable roll-off dumpsters for the Springfield area, and provide expert demolition services across Illinois and Missouri. For fast, friendly service, call Wayne Decker at 217-313-9744. That's 217-313-9744. Or find Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport on Facebook, your one-stop solution for mobile home services.
Wait, before you go and get your snacks and drinks, make sure to subscribe and like to Harness Tube. If you can't do that, just give us a thumbs up. Alright, to the show.
Back with you on Harness Tube on YouTube over at the Cole County Fair here in Charleston, where we've got 8 races on board for you tonight. David Brink, Steve Surratt, Lisa Surratt holding down the fort. She's got the hardest job of all of us, David.
She does, and I keep telling her to let me do all the work because she has to endure all the heat and sit up there in the grandstand and sit up and down, up and down, up and down, getting all those races filmed for us. So we appreciate all of her hard work, and I owe her a steak dinner for sure.
Okay, now, here from the backstretch, our favorite thing, we love bantering back and forth with you guys. We like to see your picks. You can send us your picks so that they're on there and everybody can see what you did. We don't always announce what the results were, but you can put your picks in.
And I try to put the picks up on the screen so you can't say and change afterwards. So everyone's going to see what your picks are. Play along with us, put them in the chat, and we'll get you out here in the shout-outs.
We have people send us pictures of babies watching Harness Tube from their play.
Little Parker, Amelia, yeah.
And we enjoy that. But what's your favorite county fair in Illinois and why? What makes it so great? You know, is it the cheese curds? Is it the bruisers for us and the livers and gizzards? I'm not a super fan of that. I'm a liver guy, but not a gizzard. Too chewy for me. But what is it? Is it the fair event? What was it we heard last night? Ostrich racing was that at Effingham?
Yeah, and where was that at? And Kenny was saying that who was saying that? They went to it was Kurt, wasn't it? I don't remember. They went to the ostrich trainer and asked for some tips, and some guy figured out how to actually win the race because he actually talked to the trainer and got some inside advice.
Yeah, it was one of the
Kurt out of Effingham, I think.
Yeah, and so there's been some things going on. Tell us about that. Now, that covers fans. That covers everybody. For drivers, trainers, and owners, what's your favorite county fair racetrack? What is your favorite county fair racetrack?
And we were lucky enough to have Mitch Titus throw out Albion earlier and had a lot of great conversations about Albion and Larry Binkley and Fox Valley Jackson and Leo Burns and Winsome, Wyoming. All great memories, all coming off that little half-mile oval there. So put those in the chat, bring them up, so let's talk about them. Let's share your memories. What's your favorite? Let's get talking.
Or what's a county fair that doesn't have harness racing anymore? If I were to bring back one county fair, this is a county fair. And we've had Griggsville with the Western Fair and a couple of others come up. Give us that.
What about Aledo, folks? You guys remember Aledo up there? That was a Midwestern Illinois Racing Association fair, but it was up towards the northern circuit, so we saw a lot of the northern guys come down and race in that, whether it be the DeLongs or Searles or what have you. So drop your favorites in the chat. Let's get to talking about them.
And you say, how can I do that? Well, that's really simple if I put it back up on the screen for them. You can do that through the chat on YouTube. We'd love to have you there. We'd like for you to subscribe through there. We're about 12 people, or is it 12 people short?
10. 990.
10 people short of 1,000. Honestly, I'd like to have 1,000.
Before we go home? Tonight. Man, you pushed the envelope, and I love it.
10 tonight.
I love it.
This is a challenge. If you've got an account out there and you have not liked or subscribed to us, I'm challenging you to do that.
Let me say this. We talk about the chat so much being the best way to interact with us. The way to be in the chat is to go ahead and sign up for a YouTube account. Use an email address you have. It doesn't cost a thing. They probably won't send you a whole lot of emails, but you'll get an email whenever Harness Tube goes live on the air with something hopefully you care about in horse racing. And that way you can jump in our chats too and help us get to that 1,000 subscriber number.
We'd love to have that this evening. And again, we want to thank our generous donors that help us out each and every year that we've been on. 3 years. It's between the donors, the advertisers that help us stay on the air and keep this for free for people to watch. And you see the list that have donated here that just wanted to make a donation, didn't want any advertising for it. And also, you can do that. You can send David money through Venmo or PayPal at Harness Tube. Just put in at Harness Tube and send him the money. You've saved money by not having to go to some fairs that you would drive a distance for, or maybe you've just really enjoyed seeing county fair racing that you have never seen before.
Yeah, yep.
We encourage you to send a donation for that to keep it free, or you can send him a check, or like someone did today, graciously stopped up, saw Lisa up in the grandstands and handed her some money today, and we're very, very thankful
And
for
we
that.
can't tell you how much when Lisa gets to hand us that money and tell us about meeting a new fan and how the excitement was in their face. It means a lot to Lisa. It kind of makes her job a little more tolerable when you get to deal with all the good interactions of the fans thanking her and appreciative. So yeah, any little bit you think would help, we'd glad to have.
All right, we'll be back after this message.
Make plans now to attend the 27th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale, which takes place on Labor Day at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Once again this year, the catalog will offer not only a strong lineup of Illinois-conceived and foaled yearlings, but also an excellent supporting cast of colts and fillies eligible to other state-bred programs in the Midwest and on the Eastern Seaboard. It's the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 1st, beginning at 11 a.m. Central.
Kerr Auction is your trusted source for ag equipment, attachments, construction gear, trucks, trailers, and hard-to-find parts. With live and online auctions at KerrAuction.com, you can bid from anywhere, field, job site, or front porch. From big equipment to small parts. If you need it, Kerr Auction has it. Don't miss your next deal. Check out KerrAuction.com today. Kerr Auction, built for the working world. 2024 Illinois County Fair Training Champion. Kev Miller's horses are built to win, and it all starts here. Ready to join a winning team? Call Kev at 217-254-0170 or send a message to the email address on the screen to learn more. Kev Miller Stables. Train to win.
I'll bring us back up. We have a great chat I want to share with the fans if I can find the right button down here. That's the wrong one, David. Over here.
My wife says I'm the perfect button pusher because I
you?
push her buttons all the time.
The dang yellow box always takes... Okay, there we go. We have one of our great sponsors out there, Chris Pepmeyer, says Coles County Fair is her favorite. She grew up in Mattoon, and her mom took her sister and her to the harness races when they were little. Her mom told me her grandfather owned a trotter at one time, so we love seeing those connections.
Look who's up on the screen now, folks. I did not do that.
We'll go ahead and let her have her own flowers there with her advertisement. How cool is that? We like seeing her follow along and love these stories. I didn't know she was from down around this area, and we talked about her being an equestrian herself, but to know that her grandfather owned trotters too is pretty cool.
Yeah, that was. I've had weird things happen like that. Yeah, that's just.
It's a good sign. Cool. We'll take it.
Yeah, we've had things come up on the. In the broadcast, Kurt will say something, somebody's commercial will come up, and we kind of love that. We need you to like or subscribe. We talked about that earlier. We're 10 away from 1,000. I would like to leave here tonight with 1,000 subscribers.
It's not
impossible. So help us out with that. If you are watching and you have not done that, if you've got a spare email account, I don't care how we get there.
If you have a spouse sitting next to you who's not using their account, that could be signed into real quick and hit the subscribe button.
Or how about parents? Sign them up with a Gmail account so that you can get YouTube maybe on their smart TV so that you can go over and put Harness Tube on their TV.
If we get them an account to where they can follow along on their TV, then they can jump on their phone and be in the chats too and be fully interactive. So if you are maybe an older viewer and you have some younger tech-savvy kids, ask them to help you out. Have them get a free Gmail account for you. There's nothing that's going to change your life at all, but it will help us get the account set up so that you can go ahead and talk to us in the chats. We can give you a super chat then, and we can also get notifications when we go live.
I bet there's an 8-year-old in the house that could probably set that up for them. We'll be right back.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
Do you like to watch horse racing?
Yeah.
Do you not want to pay money for a stupid horse racing channel? Yeah.
Are you sadly allergic to horses and you can't see them?
Yeah.
Well, introducing Harness Tube, established 2023.
Hey, I need to try this out.
You can watch it at your son's ball game. Let's go, son! You can watch it while eating. Last but not least, you can watch it while you're sleeping.
Yay, my worst one. Now everybody, make sure you like and subscribe to Harness Tube and keep the notifications on for more Harness Tube streams or future videos or future posts. Anything that I care for. Anything at all. Even if it's just like a 1-second video of a horse doing a backflip. I don't know. But you get the point. So, I hope this video is very informational. And thank you for watching.
My
Peace
number
out.
will be Wyatt Avenatti. That's in the first race. Number 2, Lose My Number, Wyatt Avenatti, the driver. On number 3, Lose Avalon, make the driver Matt Avenatti. That's the first race. Number 3, Lose Avalon, the driver Matt Avenatti. On the 5, K's in Charge, the driver Mike Rogers. First race, number 5, K's in Charge, the driver Mike Rogers. The 6, Lou of I, make the driver Juan Franco. First race, number 6, Lou of I, the driver Juan Franco. We'll go ahead and give you the driver changes for the second race as well. In race 2, on number 2, Maypearl, the driver Juan Franco. That is race 2, number 2, Maypearl, the driver Juan Franco. Number 5, 2 Bean Dream, the driver Mike Rogers. That's the second race, number 5, 2 Bean Dream, make the driver Mike Rogers. The driver for the 6, Elsa D, Clark Fairley. Number 6, Elsa D, Clark Fairley will be the driver. And a driver change on the 7, Fox Valley Starlet, Travis Seekman. Second race, number 7, Fox Valley Starlet, Travis Seekman. We'll go ahead and look ahead to race 3. In the third event, the driver of number 3, Wildcat Abbey, will be Jaquavian Carter. That's the third race, number 3, Wildcat Abbey, Jaquavian Carter will be the driver. On the 4, Fox Valley Jasmine, make the driver Shane Griffith. That's the third race, number 4, Fox Valley Jasmine, make the driver Shane Griffith. And on the 5, What's Up, You Tell Me, the driver Jordan Patton. That's the third race, number 5, What's Up, You Tell Me, the driver Jordan Patton. Let's keep digging. Let's go to race 4. In the fourth race, the driver of number 3, Lose Magnum, Jill Brown. That's the fourth race, number 3, Lose Magnum, Jill Brown, the driver. On the 4, One Trip Chip, Juan Franco. Fourth race, number 4, One Trip Chip, Juan Franco is the driver. And on the 5, Maple Grove Patrick, Cornelius Cavett will drive. That's the fourth race, number 5, Maple Grove Patrick, Cornelius Cavett is the driver. Let's go ahead to race 5 while we're at it. In the fifth race, the driver of the 1, Jim's Big Boy, Travis Seekman. That's the fifth race, number 1, Jim's Big Boy, Travis Seekman will drive. On number 3, Fox Valley Pepper, that'll be Shane Griffith. That is race 5, number 3, Fox Valley Pepper, Shane Griffith, the driver. Scratch the 5. He's a dark shark. Number 5 is scratched. Driver change on the 6, Marcota Juan Franco. 6, Marcota Juan Franco. Sixth race, the driver of number 6, Life Turns, Cornelius Cavett. That's the sixth race, the driver of number 6, Life Turns, Cornelius Cavett. No scratches, no driver changes in the 7th. And that brings us to the 8th and final, the driver of number 3, Brenda's Blazing Star, Juan Franco. That's the 8th and final race Driver of the 3, Brenda's Blazing Star, Juan Franco. So that does get you up to speed on both scratches and driver changes as they stand at this time. 5 minutes till post for the first race. Horsemen, come to the track, please, with the first race. On this card, we ask for race 1, the Illini 3-year-old filly trot. The Ernie and Iola Garner Memorial. Lose Night Vision, Lose My Number, Lose Avalon, Classy Little Lady, K's in Charge, Lou of I. Come to the track, please. Joining us to present our national anthem, last year's junior miss at the fair, here is Maya Norman.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet waved for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well done, Maya. That is Maya Norman of Charleston with our national anthem to get us started here this evening. Thank you, Maya. And that means we are just about set to go racing at the Coles County Fair. We got underway here on Monday evening. Had a good card on Monday. We had 10 races. We are keeping track of a trainer standings throughout the week to determine a champion trainer, as usual, at the Coles County Fair. That is a $250 cash award courtesy of the Coles County Fair that will go to the top trainer of the week based on a point system of 5 points for a win, 3 for second, 1 point for a third-place finish. Jill Brown has 16 points to start the evening. Jamaica Patton with 14, Kevin Miller 13, and Marcus Detweiler 11. And Roshan Trigg completes the top 5 with 9 points. Once again this evening, we welcome you on behalf of the Superintendent of Speed, Clark Fairley, and the entire Coles County Fair Board of Directors. 8 harness races featuring the rich Illini Stakes that were formerly known as the Abe Lincoln. Going to be a lot of fun in the grandstand here this evening. Our thanks once again to our grandstand sponsor, B&D Grocery. Lester Detweiler and his family, they have chosen to sponsor the grandstand and pick a winner for this evening. We saw Miss Coles County Fair Paige Schwint on the grounds already tonight. She was greeting folks and welcoming them to the fair. The carnival going to be up and running here pretty soon, and a fair that has a lot of history to it, dates back to 1854, and we're glad to have you with us. Also, there is a live stream of this evening's races available on Harness Tube. Steve Surratt, David Brink, they are positioned immediately east of the infield judges' stand to anchor the broadcast. Lisa Surratt, the camera technician, is positioned in the grandstand. Just go to youtube.com. In the search field, enter Harness Tube, and that will guide you to their channel. Great to have them with us. First race, no scratches in the opener. We start with a purse of $8,798 in the 3-year-old filly trot. No scratches in the opener. Checking down the list, past performances are up to date in your program for everyone. The program does say there's a missing line to be announced for Classy Little Lady, but they actually rained out on Monday at the Lincoln County Fair at Lincoln. So we're ready to go. First race, waiting for another trotter to come to the track, and we'll be set here in just a moment.
All right, David, let's take this moment here while Kurt's taking a breath to handicap this race. It looks like all three of us picked number 5.
Yep, that horse is ultra tough, was off 4 wins, then got beat by some super tough company in Frontier Macho and Sunburt Silverado and Marvelous Mystery. Using that one on top here, picking up Mikey Rogers. Mikey works for Tom enough to know that horse inside and out, I think. My second choice going to the 2, Lose My Number for the homebred for Steve Searle. That's a nice filly trotter right there as well. She won the championship last year, so using her second here on this County Fair half-mile track. My third choice using the 3, Lose Avalon for Steve Searle as well. This one gets Matt Avenatti on the board, but where are these Surratts at on this one?
Well, Lisa just kind of reversed your second and third, but I went different in the second slot, which is usually, sometimes you'll see a third difference. We might be the same on first and second, but the third, I picked Classy Little Lady. I like the performance of that horse. It's had a couple of rough races where it was 11 back, but I'm thinking this is breakout night, and let's face it, Freddie is hot today as far as I'm concerned.
You're absolutely right, and that horse was bred by the late, great Tom Shin, so Leanne knows that horse very well. And Jerry Mims had that horse early in his career, got a win, and then sold it to Jacob Radel, who's been racing it the last 4 starts. I think he's starting to figure that horse out. The first start was a third-place finish with a couple breaks, been second twice now, and like you said, he's due for a win with Freddie on the bike. It's tough to overlook.
Yeah, and the last time Freddie drove that, it had
second by half a length.
Yeah,
beaten by.
Yeah, the time wasn't great, but like I said, I look at that and I see, that potential.
Obviously, Jacob Radel saw potential in buying that horse from the Mims, so I agree.
No post parades tonight. The horses will go straight to the starting gate. Our starter is Roy Finn. Driving the gate is Stacy DeRoos. Again, there will be no post parades, so for each race, once the horses are gathered on the racetrack and everyone is present and accounted for, they will go straight to the starting gate. We'll go ahead and introduce you to the horses for the first race, the Illini 3-year-old filly trot. Again, these are the races that used to be known as the Abe Lincoln. These date back to around 2018 or so. They essentially succeeded the Illinois Stallion Stakes for 2-year-olds that used to be contested here at the Coles County Fair, so it's a 3-year-old focus now with this particular series. Number 1 is Lose Night Vision, owned by the Flacco Family Farms of Alexis. Dr. Richard and Arlene Flacco, Rick and Tabby Flacco, trained by Steve Searle. Travis Seekman is in the bike with that $30,000 winner. 2 is Lose My Number, owned by Steve Searle of Grant Park, Mike Buzzard of Altamont, Chris Paloma of Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and Michael Paloma of Mundelein, Illinois. They are at the post gates rolling, trained by Steve Searle. Contrary to the program, Wyatt Avenatti drives the reigning Illinois-bred 2-year-old trotting filly of last year. 3 Lose Avalon, owned by the Flacco Family Farms, trained by Steve Searle. It is Matt Avenatti in the bike. 4 Classy Little Lady, owned and trained by Jacob Radel of Edgewood. The driver is Freddie Patton Jr. 5 is K's in Charge, owned by the Engel Stable of Illinois, LLC, of Marty Engel of Northbrook, trained by Tom Simmons. Mike Rogers in the bike. 6 Louisville, owned by the Flacco Family Farms, trainer Steve Searle. Also Brian Code of Bradford. It will be Juan Franco, your driver. Lined up on the gate, ready to go. A reminder, number 6 starts from the second tier. That's Louisville. Here they come. Good to have you with us on this Wednesday evening. The Ernie and Iola Garner Memorial to get us started. They are off and trotting. And there goes Lose My Number, out for the early lead. Lose Night Vision gets away in second toward the inside, and then Lose Avalon between horses in third. K's in Charge had to start from the far outside, way out near the grandstand, and just carefully steps around the first turn in the last position, but now starts to take a peek toward the outside to maybe move up a few positions. Problems for Louisville, who is off stride. Louisville made a break, quickly gets back on the trot, but is last as they move on by the quarter-mile mark. 30 and 2/5 seconds for the opening quarter. It is 30 and 2/5 seconds the time for the opening quarter as they work their way past the 3/8 mile mark and head on down toward the half. So back up at the front of the field, Lose My Number is the leader, and you still have Lose Night Vision racing along in that second position. And then there's a gap of 3.5 to 4 more lengths to Lose Avalon in third. Classy Little Lady is fourth. K's in Charge is still fifth and racing about 8 lengths off the lead. Then there's a gap of 4 more off a half in 101, by the way, the half in 101. A gap of 4 more lengths back to Lou of I, who is last. The leader is already past the 5/8. That is Lose My Number. This filly's won over $180,000 in her career, and she has a 3-length lead at the 3/4 as Lose Night Vision goes second. Lose Avalon is still there third. K's in Charge, a winner of $140,000. She's up to fourth, but she is still 7 lengths off the lead. 3/4 in 131. They turn for home. 3/4, 131 flat. Lose My Number has a 5-length lead back to Lose Night Vision, and then Lose Avalon in third, and K's in Charge is still back there in the 4th position, about 8 lengths from the lead, and the wire is coming, and race 1 is in the books. It is Lose My Number. The champ is back. Lose My Number wins it by nearly 4 lengths. Close for second, either Lose Night Vision or Lose Avalon for that runner-up spot. Another 5 or 6 lengths back of that pair to K's in Charge fourth. Another 7 lengths back to Lou of I, who was next to last, and Classy Little Lady in 6th position. Time for the mile, 2:01 and 2/5 of a second. 2:01 and 2/5. Lose My Number. Number 2, your unofficial winner.
Lose My Number, showing why she's the reigning, defending filly trotting champion in this class in Illinois. Just went out there off the gate. They went about 4 wide into that first turn, everyone wanting to grab the front end, and Wyatt took it. And it was smart to know that K's in Charge had some traffic back there and kept that open throttle going to give himself some room to work with as they turned from home. And K's in Charge had too much trouble, couldn't get there, had to settle for 4th. But we had congratulations to Lose My Number and all the connections. Steve Searle, Mike Buzzard, Chris and Mike Paloma, for the trainer Steven Searle and driver Wyatt Avanetti. The 2-1 trotting mile is nothing to slouch at, folks. That's a nice filly out there for the homebred. The Searle family raced its
Well, number 2, Lose My Number, was so good last season as a 2-year-old that she was named the top Illinois-bred 2-year-old trotting filly of 2024. She earned over $160,000 and set a track record at Hawthorne Racecourse near Chicago. But she's had her share of struggles. She has had bad luck. She has broken stride. She has gone to the top and shown a lot of speed and then struggled at times to hang on to win. In fact, that's why she's only been 1 for 5 this season coming into this race. But now this evening, she went right to the front and never looked back. So I would have to think, if you are Steve Searle, Mike Buzzard, Chris Paloma, and Michael Paloma, the co-owners, and Steve Searle, the trainer, you've got to feel a lot better about what this filly is doing right now, because she couldn't have picked a better time to put it back all together, because the Illinois State Fair, there will be a race from her coming up on Friday, August 8th. How about a hand for the winner of our first race? 2:01 and 2 the time for the mile. 6th career victory for Lose My Number. Race 1, not only the Illini 3-year-old filly trot, but it's the Ernie and Iola Garner Memorial. Brad Warner is trackside. Of course, he is part of the family, and he makes the presentation and offers his congratulations to our winning connections here in the first race. The winning filly is by Lou's Legacy out of a filly named Ants in Her Pants by Band's Gold Chip. The winner bred by Steve Searle and Thomas Wisniewski. 2:01 and 2/5 of a second. Lose My Number. Filly with a clever name based on her sire, Lou's Legacy, and she takes the Ernie and Iola Garner Memorial. Here's the full field rundown for that first race. Lose Night Vision, the runner-up. Lose My Number, the winner. Lose Avalon, third. Classy Little Lady, 6. K's in Charge finished 4th. And Lou of I finished 5. They got the quarter in 30 and 2/5 of a second. They got the half in 1:01. 3 quarters 131, and the time for the mile 2:01 and 2/5 of a second. Reads down 2:13.645. Second race is on the way. A lot of driver changes. A reminder on the 2, Maypearl Juan Franco. Juan Franco drives the 2. On the 5, Two Bean Dream, Mike Rogers. Mike Rogers on the 5. The 6, Elsa D, the driver, will be Clark Fairley, our superintendent of speed. Clark will drive number 6, Elsa D. And the 7, Fox Valley Starlet, Travis Seekman. Travis Seekman drives number 7.
All right. David, we can go over the finish here. A little different than all of us had planned on.
We all were banking on K's in charge so much off those lines, but like Kurt was saying, Lose My Numbers coming into form this year and really showing what she's capable of.
Absolutely. As we finish this race up, good way to start.
Absolutely.
As we head into the next race, we'll take a commercial break, then we'll be back to talk with you.
Avenatti Racing, a third-generation, family-run stable with a legacy of excellence. Centrally located between Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky racing programs, Avenatti Racing specializes in buying yearlings, breaking, training, and racing top-performing standardbreds. Call 217-840-6469 or email avanettiracing@gmail.com today. Avenatti Racing, from yearling to racetrack, we build contenders.
Looking to move your mobile home? Need a roll-off dumpster at a competitive rate? Or maybe it's time to demo that old mobile home? Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport has you covered. We serve Central Illinois with reliable mobile home transport, offer affordable roll-off dumpsters for the Springfield area, and provide expert demolition services across Illinois and Missouri. For fast, friendly service, call Wayne Decker at 217-313-9744. That's 217-313-9744. Or find Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport on Facebook, your one-stop solution for mobile home services.
I'll bring us back up here, Steve. We have Richard in the chat saying it looks like a nice crowd, and we want to go ahead and give credit where credit is due. B&D Grocery of Mattoon, Illinois is the grandstand sponsor tonight for the harness racing. That's Lester Detweiler's business. They have a grocery store there in Mattoon, and they are the sponsor of the $50 pick a winner here tonight, which is quite lucrative and makes it, a little interesting to show up to the races and actually look at the program and not just kind of follow the horses around, but make an educated guess because it could pay off and get you some gas money.
Yes. If you can make the educated guesses. That's
yeah. Or what you do is get everyone around your program and hedge your bets. You bet on every horse in every race and just hope for the draw.
That's what you do. With that, as we're back, I want you to like or subscribe us as we get ready for race 2. And I know Kurt will keep things moving. He's had a long day just like
he sure
we
has.
have. So let's get in and handicap that second race before we get much further here, David.
Sure.
Everybody picked the 4.
Well, Lisa and I went 4-7-3, so I can talk about our picks collectively. Using the 4 on top, Fox Valley, Lava, Chicken. I'll do that all season long. I don't care. Fox Valley Lava had, 5 wins in a row back there. Wyatt, Kevin, County Fair. Do I need to say more? My second choice, using the 7. Coming out of the back tier is never easy, but we have Travis Seekman aboard the Rob Riddoff trainee. This horse is very capable, throwing on a mile 53-3 at Springfield this year. A couple starts back, 53-2, getting beat by a length. So this horse definitely has the ability to roll out here and throw in a fast mile. My third choice, using the 3, Frontier Fantasy. We've seen this horse a lot around the fairs, fresh off 2 back-to-back wins, 2 seconds and another win. I mean, this horse is 12 starts, 4 wins, and 5 seconds in this 3-year-old's season. So I went 4-7-5. Steve, did you went a little different direction?
Yeah, I went a little different. I went 4-3-1. You all picked a 3 horse to finish third. I finished that horse, Frontier Fantasy, to finish second. And then I went with, this is kind of an old favorite for me, RK's Mac.
Absolutely.
And made about $53,000 in its career. So it's one of the higher winning horses out here.
I think that's the filly that won a elimination of the State Fair Championship last year for the Connections, the local Connections too. It's trained by Roshun Trigg of Mississippi, but owned locally by MM&D Racing of Mike Titus and Dennis Wright of right here in Charleston, Illinois. So I could cheer for the local Connections, absolutely.
Yep, and so that's the way I went with that. So we'll see if you and Lisa are going to take off on points with me tonight and leave me in the dust like you did this morning.
Well, it's a new card. Anything can happen. We've got JJ in the chat. Quajavian's he's going 147 here.
He likes that horse too.
Yeah, he does. But it's his brother. For those two, they get along pretty well. We were talking to JJ earlier today about yesterday beating his brother in a tight race, and he was saying how whenever they get close in a stretch drive and they turn over home, they just start looking at each other and laugh, and they can't hardly keep it contained because they're having so much fun. Two kids out there doing what they love.
Hey, yeah. What's every kid used to dream of, riding horses?
Absolutely. And racing them? I mean, it doesn't get much fun of it. Going 30 mile an hour with open air in your face and 1,000 pounds of horsepower between your legs. It's pretty fun.
All right, we'll go to Kurt.
Visit them on Facebook. Take a look at their Facebook page. If you like bargains, I've got a friend. It is the highlight of her week to find a bargain at the store. And there are some fantastic bargains at B&D Grocery in Mattoon. Because just take a look on their Facebook page, and I think you're going to like what you see. In this second race, number 1, Arcades Mac, third here on Monday evening with a beaten time of 2:01 and 3/5 of a second. As far as number 3, Frontier Fantasy, line to be announced, well, again, that pacer was entered at the Logan County Fair at Lincoln, where, unfortunately, their races rained out. So, with the update on Arcades Mac being third here on Monday, that should get us up to speed and current for this second race.
Yeah, hard weather is the biggest element that causes issues in harness racing. Whether heat, not as much as rain, David.
Rain is nasty. It affects us a lot. And a lot of the tracks don't have the limestone on them or the drainage to get the rain off the track, and we kind of get handicapped by that. When you get the racetrack butted up to the tractor pull track, they kind of use those as one big surface, and sometimes you get a lot of puddles right there in front of the grandstand, making it inaccessible for our horses. But right here at Charleston, this track can about handle more water than any county fair in the state, I think, the way it's laid out with the drainage and the limestone.
Point out some things. The tractor pull track is separate from the track.
Separate.
And I really, really like that. And I know, what was it, Decatur? Was it Decatur they were talking about, that they were going to build a separate tractor pull track on the back side of the judges' booth and so forth.
Okay, that would make sense.
And the other thing I'll point out here, nice new cover on these stands, nice stands out here. Poles, yeah, they've got poles in the front, but they don't have the middle pole supports that give Lisa twice as many poles to shoot from. The biggest thing is the sun coming out of the west through that screen, and they've got a screen there. You can visually see what's happening, but it does distract a little bit.
Well, like you said, with doubling the poles with those midway poles, not only is it doubling the amount of poles, but it's also changing the depth the camera has to focus, which, the camera's a machine. It gets confused when it scans different things, and one's in the foreground
Horses
and
are
one's
approaching
in the
the starting gate for race 2. It is the first division of the Illini, again, formerly the Abe Lincoln 3-year-old filly pace. B&D Grocery of Mattoon, your sponsor in this race, also the Dale Richardson Memorial. Number 1 is Arcades Mac, owned by MM&D Racing of Mike and Mitch Titus and Dennis Wright of Charleston, owned also by trainer Roshun Trigg of Brandon, Mississippi, the driver Jaquavian Carter. 2 is Maypearl, owned by Sarah Potts of Grant Park, trained by Steve Searle, Juan Franco in the bike. 3, Frontier Fantasy, owned by Linda Allhands, who's here this evening from her home in Monticello, trained by Jamaica Patton, driven by Mike Cox. 4 is Fox Valley Lava, owned by Kevin Miller of Arthur, Lester Detweiler of Sullivan, Alan Miller of Arthur, trained by Kevin Miller, Wyatt Avenatti in the bike. 5 is Two Bean Dream, owned by Benita Simmons of Springfield and Schneider of Petersburg, trained by Tom Simmons. The driver is Mike Rogers. Number 6 is Elsa D, owned by Jerry Graham of Salem. Clark Fairley trains and also drives. And number 7, Fox Valley Starlet, owned by the Final Turn of New Smyrna Beach, Florida, of Anthony Overheiser, owned by Mark Winship of Canton. Rob Ridoff of Shanahan, trained by Rob Ridoff, the driver. Contrary to the program, Travis Seekman. Here comes a field of 7 3-year-old pacing fillies. Remember, 6 and 7 starting in that second tier. They are off and pacing. There goes Two Bean Dream from the outside. Fox Valley Lava has some early speed as well. And you've got RK's Mac saving the ground from the inside. Fox Valley Lava moves up on the outside to challenge RK's Mac at the end of the opening 1/8 of a mile. And then May Pearl, who settles into the 3rd position. Two Bean Dream left well, gets a decent spot right toward the center of the pack in 4th. And a gap of 3 lengths back to Elsa D, who travels in the 5th position. And then Fox Valley Starlet is back there in 6th. Frontier Fantasy, last of the 7, but moving up from the outside, 9 lengths off the lead. 28 and 3, a solid pace here. 28 and 3/5 seconds, the time for that opening quarter. So Fox Valley Lava got into an early speed battle for the lead and finally cleared to the top and leads it by a length and a half as RK's Mac is right behind the leader in the 2nd position. Two Bean Dream is coming to the outside from 4th to challenge May Pearl for 3rd, and then Elsa D to the inside. Frontier Fantasy moves by her into 5th on the outside. A minute flat for the first half mile, a minute flat. And then from the back of the pack, Travis Seekman starts gearing up with Fox Valley Starlet. She got the shuffle. Travis is trying to get going from the back, but is still last. Meanwhile, Two Bean Dream is on the move on the outside, goes from 3rd to 2nd, draws alongside of Fox Valley Lava. So Fox Valley Lava inside, Two Bean Dream on the outside. That's the stride-for-stride battle for the lead. That pair just a length in front of RK's Mac. Jaquavian Carter has his hands full of horse, but is looking for some racing room. 1:30, the time at the 3/4, 1:30. Fox Valley Lava leading. RK's Mac off the far turn. RK's Mac is looking toward the inside, but Fox Valley Lava still has the lead. RK's Mac is coming up the inside. A late charge from Elsa D, who's gone to 3rd. RK's Mac has the lead. RK's Mac, the locally based horse, has won the 1st division of the Illini 3-year-old filly pace, the B&D Grocery Race, and also the Dale Richardson Memorial. RK's Mac, a nifty drive by Jaquavian Carter. 1:59 and 2. 1 minute 59 and 2/5 seconds. RK's Mac racing for the MM&D Racing of Mike and Mitch Titus and Dennis Wright of Charleston, and for co-owner and trainer Roshan Trigg. Unofficially, RK's Mac, your winner, 1:59 and 2. Just a heads up, Trotter Titus, we're going to need a full field rundown, please. Trotter, at your convenience, full field rundown, and we thank you. We mentioned B&D Grocery, of course, is our grandstand sponsor and pick a winner sponsor this evening. They are based in nearby Mattoon. This is also the Dale Richardson Memorial. This result is unofficial. There is a steward's inquiry into the first race here this evening, focusing on the unofficial winner, RK's Mac. And right now, our chief steward, Randy Callahan, is reviewing the video with our friends at Harness Tube here on the infield to make sure that the move by RK's Mac up the inside lane. Randy wants to make sure that that pacing filly did keep her feet on the racetrack and did not go inside the pylon. So that's the reason for the steward's inquiry. That's why it's unofficial. In the meantime, we will say this. RK's Mac had 5 wins coming into this card here this evening. Jaquavian Carter had his hands, we mentioned that in the call, full of horse, meaning he was leaning back in the race bike, and it was obvious that that filly had a lot of pace, and he was just looking for a place to put it. And down the stretch, she made that move along the inside, but again, there is a steward's inquiry reviewing the video to make sure that at no point around the west turn or down the stretch did she go inside the pylons and cut the corner, so to speak. So we will call this unofficial as the stewards review the video with our friends at Harness Tube. Dale Richardson, by the way, was a Kansas high school graduate. He was also a U.S. Army veteran. He was an Illinois High School Association official for football and for basketball. And he had some really neat classic cars because he liked vintage Mustangs. And we remember Dale Richardson. Always had a smile and was fun to visit with and very much enjoyed the sport of harness racing and this Coles County Fair. Again, standing by, sit tight. We'll give you the result of the steward's inquiry here as soon as more information becomes available, as Race 2 is on hold as far as the order of finish and the official result. More in just a moment.
All right, well, they're talking about it. It's going to be reset, folks. I can tell you from our video that David caught it. As we were live, David, you caught it.
Going by the half, I thought, uh-oh, Fat Man's got his hands full. He's running over Wyatt's helmet, and it's so tiring when that horse is pulling on you like that. Sometimes you got nowhere to go. You just got to let loose and let them pace, because it's safer to let them go than it is to get in trouble in a tight spot.
And the result of the steward's inquiry is now available, and there has been a disqualification here in Race 2 for going inside the pylons on the final turn and down the stretch. Number 1, Arcase Mac, has been disqualified and placed 6th. And again, the reason is because the filly went inside the pylons around the west turn and in the home stretch. So as a result, the 1 Arcase Mac finished first, disqualified and placed 6th. Essentially, she is disqualified and placed outside the top 5 because the top 5 are the purse placings. So that means number 4, Fox Valley Lava, who was 2nd across the wire, has been promoted to 1st here in this evening's 2nd race. Returning in front of the grandstand is number 4, Fox Valley Lava, owned by Kevin Miller of Arthur, Lester Detweiler of Sullivan, and Alan Miller of Arthur. Bred by the Fox Valley Standardbreds, trained by Kevin Miller at the Champaign County Fairgrounds, and driven by Wyatt Avenatti via the promotion by the stewards. Here is the winner of Race 2, number 4, Fox Valley Lava.
Chat's getting heated, and Pebbles said it's okay either way.
So Fox Valley Lava moves in front of the stands, and again, it will be the B&D Grocery of Matt Toon Blanket and also the Dale Richardson Memorial. And as a result, Wyatt Avenatti will go back-to-back to start the card. The first race first across the wire, and this race via promotion by the stewards after the disqualification of Arcase Mac. A lot of folks coming trackside to join in the winner's circle photo, as Fox Valley Lava will leave here with her 12th career victory and her 9th of this year. That includes a win in 155-1 at Hoosier Park at the Paramutuals. Fox Valley Lava rattled off a lot of wins before a loss at the Illinois State Fairgrounds at Springfield last Friday, where she finished runner-up. And again, career victory number 12. More in just a moment. Also, because of the disqualification, this will be a time disallowed situation. So Fox Valley Lava gets moved up to the win, but does not get the 159-2 credit because of the circumstance surrounding her being named the winner. But there she is. She is the winner. Number 4, Fox Valley Lava. Let's go ahead and give you the full field rundown. It's official for that second race. From the top, Arcades Mac finished first, disqualified, and placed 6th. Maypearl, 5, placed 4. Frontier Fantasy was 7. Fox Valley Lava was the runner-up, but was placed first. Two Bean Dream finished 6, placed 5. Elsa D, 3rd across the wire, placed 2nd. And Fox Valley Starlet finished 4th, promoted to 3rd. The quarter was 28-3. The half was a minute. The 3/4, 1:30. And again, the original time for the mile was 1:59-2, but that now becomes TDIS, is what it will say on the chart, time disallowed. With the placings, it reads 6, 4, 7, 1, 5, 2, 3. Third race is coming up. No scratches, several driver changes. A reminder, number 3, Wildcat Abbey, Jaquavian Carter. Jaquavian Carter drives the 3. On the 4, Fox Valley Jasmine, Shane Griffith. Shane Griffith drives the 4. And on 5, what's up? You tell me, the driver, Jordan Patton. Let's go back to Brad Warner.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
Kerr Auction is your trusted source for ag equipment, attachments, construction gear, trucks, trailers, and hard-to-find parts. With live and online auctions at KerrAuction.com, you can bid from anywhere, field, job site, or front porch. From big equipment to small parts. If you need it, Kerr Auction has it. Don't miss your next deal. Check out KerrAuction.com today. Kerr Auction, built for the working world.
All right, David, we come back, and that was an interesting race. I mean, the video, you can rewind it home and look for yourself. He did go inside, and, no matter what the circumstances are, David and I were talking about that, is that's part of driving is knowing where everybody else is and where you think they're going.
Well, I want to take a moment here and commend Fat Man Jaquavian on that one, because he didn't have very many options to choose from. His hands were full, he was tiring, and he chose the safe route. And as a horseman out here at the fairs, we have to drive against each other every day. We rely on each other. And being safe and kind of clearing that horse, he saw that he had grass. There wasn't a ditch. There wasn't a culvert. He knew he could get through there. He didn't want to be there. He did not want to be there.
No, but the horse is going to do what the horse wants to do.
Right. I mean, we think we control them, but really we don't. And that horse was ready to go. I said here at the local fair, sometimes these guys get these horses ultra sharp. They'll train them 2 trips or whatever, get them real, real tight. And that horse was real tight today. So look for her at the state fair. Congratulations to all the connections of Lava, but don't overlook Arcades Mac a little sooner at the state fair in a couple weeks.
Yeah, That horse is looking good.
We know it likes that
out there.
Springfield track for sure. So,
And
but anyway, congrats to Wyatt. Congrats to Fox Valley Lava and Kevin. And I saw all the Detweilers out there. That was their sponsor race for B&D Grocery. So it was a little fortuitous to have them, with their own horse in the winner's circle for that race. But still, I want to give Fat Man his credit there. It wasn't a good situation to be in. I saw that before they even got to the half that he was loaded up, but he was safe, and I appreciate that.
Again, we love seeing your chats and hearing from you from the backstretch. What's your favorite fair? What's your favorite event at that fair? What makes it your favorite, I guess, is the question. And then, you can do that through YouTube. You can do that by texting David. You can email pictures, whatever.
I want to bring up this point real quick. In the chat there, if you're talking along, I mean, people are having their opinions on what happened out there. But the two most important opinions I've seen are from the parents involved. Pebbles Patton said, you know what, it's okay either way. And then Dave Avenatti jumps in the chat and said, you know what, he did the right thing keeping horses and man safe. And I think those parents coming to, be the voice of reason is the way to go here. So we appreciate them in this scenario, guys.
Absolutely. And so with that, we'll go back to Kurt, or let's handicap this third race before Kurt gets too far in.
I'll go real quick. Lisa and I are the same, so I can go through us pretty quickly. But I went 4 on top in today's third race using Fox Valley Jazz, and that's coming out of Irv Miller's barn. Won 4 of the last 5 with a third in there by a neck, just getting beaten 52-4 last start out. We're getting Shane Griffith in the bike. I don't know much about young Shane Griffith. I'm guessing he's one of Irv's second, third, fourth trainers, whatever have you. But I'm sure he knows the horse inside and out. I'm sure Irv's him with some good instructions. My second choice was using the 3, Wildcat Abbey. Fat Man getting another live mount here. This is one of the best fillies in the state. She made $158,000 last year, and Fat Man getting a really live mount on this one, so we'll see what happens with that. My third choice, the 2, Fox Valley Groupie for Bob Walker and Travis Siekman. Where are you at, Steve?
Well, I tell you what, I went with the 4-3 just like you guys did, but I'm looking at little old me. Clark Fairley has been hot.
That horse is fun to watch. Ever since Carlinville, when he went 3 wide at the 3/4 pole, he's been racing hard. So
yeah. And you look consistently. Horse has been in 5 races, had 1 race 7 lengths. The other one's second by half, fourth by 3/4. It won by 1.5. And what is that, by nose? There on what's the ENS?
Yeah, absolutely, a nose.
And you look at the times are good times that horse has been in. So I'm going for that. You talked about...
I think you had a good point there. That horse never gets beat by very much, right? And that's something you can't train into a horse, that heart, that wanting to close that gap. So, you might be picking up on something there.
And I'll go back for you. You talked about Shane Griffith. I looked down. Shane Griffith drove that horse in Springfield.
Oh, I thought that was a qualifier. It was an actual stake event, or it was a race event, wasn't it? ICF 3-year-old Philly Pace. Yeah, he got a third place on those horse.
Third place back by a 1.5.
In the last quarter in 28-1. So this guy knows this horse. I'm not afraid to use that one on top. We got JJ in the chat going 3-4-2 using Brother Fat Man on top. I tell you what, JJ, I'm excited to see Fat Man on Wildcat Abbey. I've watched her since she started at the fairs last year. She's turned into a heck of a race mare, and we know what your brother can do with a live mount. We'll see what happens in this race.
This ought to be good. With that, we'll go back to the track. We'll leave Kurt up as he quit talking just as we come back. We have those days, David. That button hurting your head again?
Yes, my hat. The headphones are pressing on the button on top of my hat, and I think I'm getting a bruise, but I'll survive.
Either that or you're cooling your hat off on that fan.
It's drying it out. I think the sweat's soaking through it, but my brand new Harness Tube hat's got a sweat ring already on it, but it's what you use them for, right?
Yeah, absolutely. As we get ready to go here for this race, again, we've had good racing here tonight. We've had really some good racing
all week long.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the card, you see a short field. Don't let it discourse you because these guys are putting them
horses
out the wire.
Are approaching the starting gate now over on the back stretch.
We saw 2-horse
race
field
3
today that was exciting. I mean, all we want is an exciting finish, right?
And that's all the fans want. The fans don't care if it's 2:20 or 2:05.
I'm hearing the call to post.
Let's turn it up then.
Horses have reached the starting gate, race 3 at the post, and the gate is rolling. Good old David Brink and good old Steve Surratt anchoring the Harness Tube live stream this evening. And part of their live stream, there's a chat room. And there are a lot of folks that have a lot of thoughts about the races so far here this evening. I get beat up sometimes on X as a track announcer, so I'm just glad when somebody else takes the heat off me. They are at the post, gates rolling, third race. Good to have you with us, folks. They are off and pacing. There goes little old me from the inside. Out for the early lead. Fox Valley Jasmine is there up from the outside. There goes Fox Valley Groupie from between horses. Fox Valley Groupie moves up, tries to put a head in front. Little old me stubborn with that lead and saving the ground around the first turn. Fox Valley Jasmine goes third up on the outside. Wildcat Abbey is fourth back toward the inside. And then as they race toward the quarter-mile mark, it'll be Hole in the Bottle who travels in the fifth position. And what's up? You Tell Me, last of the six, racing 8 lengths off the lead. Fox Valley Jasmine moves on by with the lead. 28-2. Good opening panel. 28 and 2/5 seconds. Plenty of pace up front. Fox Valley Jasmine makes the top for Shane Griffith and leads Fox Valley Groupie by a length and a half. Little Old Me is racing in third. Wildcat Abbey is in fourth position, 5 lengths off the lead as they come on down toward the half. Hole in the Bottle is a close fifth, racing about 5 to 6 lengths from the front, but then a gap of better than a dozen more lengths back to the trailer, which is What's Up? You Tell Me. 59-1 for the first half mile, 59-1. Back to the east end of the track they go, racing toward the three-quarter-mile mark. Fox Valley Jasmine is the leader, as Fox Valley Groupie is still right behind her in second. Little Old Me is racing in third for Clark Fairley, and she is still 3 lengths off the lead. There goes Wildcat Abbey, taking to the outside fourth. She's 4 lengths from the front. Hole in the Bottle looks for an opening down toward the inside as they go by the three-quarter. Fox Valley Jasmine leading Fox Valley Groupie. Wildcat Abbey third. 129-2, the time at the three-quarters. 129-2. Fox Valley Jasmine has a 2-length lead around the far turn. Wildcat Abbey has to swing wide to the grandstand side from fourth. Little Old Me is still there down toward the inside, battling on for that second position. Fox Valley Groupie is between that pair. Fox Valley Jasmine is the leader. Fox Valley Jasmine is the winner. Fox Valley Jasmine taking this division of the 3-year-old filly pace. It is a multiple horse photo to separate second, third, and fourth. You had Little Old Me, Fox Valley Groupie, Wildcat Abbey from the inside out, all part of that photo. And then behind that trio came Hole in the Bottle, who was fifth. Heads up trackside. You've still got a pacing filly coming down the stretch right now in front of the grandstand. And this will be What's Up? You Tell Me, who crosses the line in sixth. 158 flat. Good, solid mile, 158 flat. Fox Valley Jasmine, number 4, your unofficial winner.
Fox Valley Jasmine coming, invading from over in Indiana. Shane Griffith driving this one for Irv Miller. The final turn stable of New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Mark Winship of Canton, Illinois, up in Fulton County. This is a nice filly. You've been racing ultra consistent lately. Shane Griffith just kind of said, come catch me, guys. I know that, here, we'll talk about it, Steve. The last 3 races, folks, if you've been paying attention, all 3 today, we've been 3 or 4 wide in the first turn off the gate. So tell me these guys don't want these big purses in the Illini Stakes, and I'm going to tell you you're a liar, because they want to get every inch of that track they can claw away from each other. In that first turn is kind of where you get that position. So
our thanks once again to the folks from Pilsen, the Ford truck that is dragging the track and pulling the screen harrow down in the east turn right now. They are courteous enough, the folks at Pilsen, to help us out and put that truck on display here this evening and help out with the track crew. Also, Berkey's, you might have seen their water wagon, which is over on the back straightaway right now. Also, South Central FS has been a help as well. Phil Stout and his crew keeping this racetrack conditioned. And we just saw a mile in 158 flat by Fox Valley Jasmine, racing for Final Turn. That is the stable name of Anthony Overheiser of New Smyrna Beach, Florida, the co-owner Mark Winship of Canton, the trainer Irv Miller, and the driver is Shane Griffith. How about a hand for number 4, Fox Valley Jasmine? Once again, B&D Grocery of Mattoon, the blanket sponsor, as well as our grandstand sponsor, and for Pick a Winner here this evening. And again, this 3-year-old Illini Philly Pace serving as the Dale Richardson Memorial as well. 158 for Fox Valley Jasmine, a 3-year-old daughter of Time to Roll out of Fox Valley Jazzy by Yankee Skyscaper. The winner, bred by the Fox Valley Standardbreds of Sherman of Dr. Kenneth and Patricia Walker. 5th win this year, 8th win overall as she now heads back toward the barns. And this is a filly that earlier this year was a winner in 153. That was at the end of June at the Parimutuel at Oak Grove down in Kentucky. Not too far, actually, from Nashville, Tennessee. Shane Griffith, that is his first ever win in this particular series. The Abe Lincoln, now the Illini, which again dates back about 6 or 7 years now at the Coles County Fair. First win in this particular series of races for Shane Griffith. Congratulations. We'll have the full field rundown coming up shortly. We do know this, the winner, number 4, Fox Valley Jasmine. We're okay there as far as playing pick a winner. So, Brad Warner, when you're ready, feel free to take it away and look for somebody that chose Fox Valley Jasmine, number 4. I haven't either. Folks, we have an announcement to make. A moment ago, we told you that Fox Valley Jasmine gave driver Shane Griffith his first ever win in this particular series of races, the old Abe Lincoln Series, now the Illini Series. We just looked up Shane's lifetime statistics. Shane is, let's see here, I believe 19. Yes, he is 19 years of age. He is a native of the state of Delaware. He was born in Dover, Delaware. His home is still located in Houston, Delaware. He apparently has become a member of the staff at the Irv Miller Stable. Folks, that was a first career win for that 19-year-old driver. How about that? If you're going to get your first win, why not in a $5,000 stakes race at the Coles County Fair? So Shane Griffith, congratulations on that milestone first victory. Waiting now for race 4. In the upcoming 4th race, and we still owe you a full field rundown, there is a steward's inquiry that does not concern the unofficial or now the official winner as far as that part, but the rest of the rundown is not official. So we'll tell you more about that in a moment. We'll look ahead, pick a winner players. We'll tell you that a reminder in the 4th race, number 3, Luz Magnum, the driver Jill Brown. And Luz Magnum was a winner here at the Coles County Fair Monday in 2:03 and 3. So Luz Magnum comes in off a victory here Monday evening. Number 4, One Trip Chip. The driver is Juan Franco. And One Trip Chip was a closing second behind Luz Magnum here on Monday. He had a long way to come. He got shuffled to the back on the backstretch, but he was coming home like a freight train on Monday evening and came home second, One Trip Chip. The 5, Maple Grove Patrick, will be driven by Cornelius Cabot, and that trotter was 4th here on Monday. I should say 4th at the Effingham County Fair at Altamont Monday. And then the 6th, Lou Beduino, was a winner down at Altamont. That was on Monday, winning in the ISA stakes races, 207 and 2, drawing clear by 7 1/4 lengths. So that gets everybody up to speed on the missing past performance lines for this 4th race.
David, we'll talk here for a moment. As a nice win there. We talked about, Shane had driven that horse and
getting his first lifetime win right here in front of us. How about that?
Yep. It's like nice job driving that horse. But like you said, I've been just impressed. I'm going to reiterate, we're going 4 wide in these races in turn
There's
1.
so few options in this state to race for more than $5,000. When these guys get a chance, they bring their best of their best, and they race the toughest of the tough. And like I said, they will not give each other an inch out here when we're going for this kind of money.
And that makes for really good racing as we wait for them to come in with the official. I will tell you that you and Lisa got the first and third. So you collected 13 points on that. I just got 1 in the box, so I got 11, but we're all still pretty close there together early on tonight as we're entering almost the halfway point.
Tightly packed, right? We're still only separated by what's looked like 6 points total, which can turn around in one quick race.
As we've seen
some big swings,
today.
Absolutely. It can happen. A 15-point upside-down topsy-turvy can ruin your day real quick.
And David won today like 120 to JP's 107. Lisa had like a 105, and I was somewhere almost half of what David had.
I'm cheering for you and Lisa to get better with your picks and learn about this and all that, but I'm just happy I beat JP, right? He should know more than me. He's the old grizzled veteran out there who's won state champions and all that stuff, and I'm just a broadcast goon. But
and he's watching more, so he
we'll get him picking a little more
things
often,
out, right?
We did say earlier, we talked about JP not driving for that 1,000th win. We've heard it before.
Let's go ahead and meet the starters for race 4. It's the Illini 3-year-old Colton Gelding Trot. Flacco Family Farms of Alexis, Illinois. That is the home of Lou's Legacy, the reigning Illinois Trotting Stallion of the Year. And the Flacco family will be offering their annual yearling consignment at the Illini Classic coming up on Labor Day, September 1st at the Illinois State Fairgrounds at Springfield. Horsemen, there are catalogs available, and there is a box that was placed.
Make plans now to attend the 27th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale, which takes place on Labor Day at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Once again this year, the catalog will offer not only a strong lineup of Illinois conceived and foaled yearlings, but also an excellent supporting cast of colts and fillies eligible to other state-bred programs in the Midwest and on the Eastern Seaboard. It's the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 1st, beginning at 11 a.m. Central.
Back with you, Kerr Auction Company. Basically, I'm behind on I don't know why this slide isn't updated. I'm updated for tomorrow. But Kerr Auction Company in Mount Sterling, they've got live auctions and online auctions that you can bid on farm equipment and other things. And so with that, talk to Kerr Auction, 217-242-9600. Or look at the auctions online at kerrauction.com and see what they've got available on their auctions. Their app is fantastic. You can bid online for their products, and they do a great job out there. Know a lot of the people involved with that process, and quality equipment and doing a quality job with the auction. That's Kerr Auction Company. I want to invite you to the Downstate Classic in Brown County coming up here this Sunday. Probably about $100,000 worth of prize money on that. And
Fox Valley Jasmine was the winner What's Up, You Tell Me was 6th, hole in the bottle, finished 5. They got the opening quarter 28-2, the half in 59-1, 3 quarters 129 and 2/5, and the time for the mile 158 flat, and it reads down 234 165. Again, the mile 158. First career win for driver Shane Griffith of Delaware. Horses head to the gate for this 4th race, a purse of $8,798 for the 3-year-old Colt and Gelding Trot in the featured Illini Stakes here this evening. Got a chuckle out of talking to the horsemen this evening before the races as we dropped off a box of those Illini Classic catalogs. And by the way, horsemen, the Land of Lincoln sale, their catalogs will also be available here very soon. But the catalog had to go to the press without a sire index. Through a series of misunderstandings and delays, the sire index never got done. So the decision was made by the Illini Classic management. We would rather get that catalog in the hands of horsemen now than to wait until the sire index is completed. Just is a page in the forepart of the catalog that has every sire that's represented in the catalog with the hip numbers of those particular offspring. But as the horsemen told us tonight, look, they said, we're either racing the offspring of those sires or we're getting beat by the offspring of those sires. They said, trust us, we know those sires. We'll be fine without a sire index. So to the men and women in the barn area, I know the Illini Classic folks appreciate that. Here they come, top of the stretch, race 4.
...2024 Illinois County Fair Training Champion. Kev Miller's horses are
They are
built to
off
win,
and trotting.
and it all starts
And there
here.
goes Mustang Danny from the inside. Frontier Macho has early speed as well. One Trip Chip drives up from the far outside. Luz Magnum is in this shuffle for the lead as they swing around the first turn past the stable area. Mustang Danny benefits from the inside starting spot, saves the ground, and comes away with the lead on the backstretch and leads it by a length and a half. Frontier Macho is second, a length and a half, and then Luz Magnum is racing in third. One Trip Chip is settled and moving up on the outside. Juan Franco has One Trip Chip geared up and moving up past the quarter-mile mark, fourth to third to second. 30 and 3/5 seconds for the opening quarter. 30 and 3/5 seconds. Mustang Danny is the leader, and One Trip Chip is moving up on the outside. That is the side-by-side battle for the lead. Frontier Macho is racing in third, and Luz Magnum is fourth as they come on down to the halfway point here in the Flacco Family Farms race for the Illini Stakes, the 3-year-old Colton Gelding Trot. Mustang Danny leads at 3/4 of a length. One Trip Chip second on the outside by a similar margin, and Frontier Macho is third. Luz Magnum is fourth. Lou Beduino is fifth. 102 for the first half mile, 102 flat. Maple Grove Patrick is last of the 6, but right there with the rest as they complete 5/8 of a mile. Mustang Danny is the leader. Mustang Danny leads it by 3/4 of a length. One Trip Chip is second on the outside, 3/4 of a length. Frontier Macho is right behind this front pair in third, but soon will need racing room. Luz Magnum is fourth and is racing 4 lengths off the lead. 1:31 and 4, the time at the 3/4. 1:31 and 4. Mustang Danny, the leader. Frontier Macho trying to squeeze through an opening in between horses, and still One Trip Chip is there and swings now out to the far outside. Here's One Trip Chip coming after Mustang Danny. Frontier Macho had no choice but to go all the way to the grandstand side. Mustang Danny is your winner. Mustang Danny won it by 2 lengths with Travis Seekman just sitting chilly in the race bike while all of that shuffling and battling was going on for second and third. Travis never moved a muscle. He knew he was in the catbird seat there with Mustang Danny, who comes home with his first win. Mustang Danny does. First win of 2025. The time for the mile was 2:02 flat. Time for the mile, 2:02 flat. Your unofficial winner, number 1, Mustang Danny.
I tell you what, folks, we have some exciting races out here again today for these Illini Stakes of 3-year-old Illinois breds. We all of our favorite in that one, Frontier Macho, had to go a long way around to go 3 wide, not finding any room down the stretch and having to go the long trip. Mustang Danny just proved to be too much. Travis was a smart drive there, knew how much he had to win by, and only win by enough that he had to get there by, a head or a long neck there. Congratulations to the connections of that horse, though. That is a 3-year-old gelding by Lose Legacy.
Last year we spoke to the ownership group that owns Mustang Danny, the All Right Racing of Morton, of Bill and Maddie Wright, and Craig and Jordan Wright, also Brian Coate of Bradford, and Chip Nellinger of Brimfield. And those are all owners that have had a lot of success in Illinois. And they told us last year that they said, Mustang Danny may not win as much as maybe some of our other horses have, but they smiled and said he's kind of a fun horse. And the name Mustang Danny, it was a takeoff on Danica Patrick, the former driver of the Ford Mustang in the NASCAR Cup Series. And since this is a colt or a gelding, they took the spelling D-A-N-N-Y. And Mustang Danny, these owners love this horse, and it pays off with a win here tonight. How about a hand for Mustang Danny, your winner? Flacco Family Farms, LLC of Alexis, Dr. Richard and Arlene Flacco, Rick and Tabby Flacco, the blanket sponsor, Steve Searle, the trainer, Travis Seekman, the driver, and Kevin Knepp of Indiana, the breeder. 3rd career win in 19 starts for Mustang Danny, winning this Illini Stakes. And again, the owners, every time this horse's name comes up, they'll give you a smile and say, we love that horse because he's just kind of a neat, fun horse. We don't worry so much if he wins as often as the rest of the stable does. And he rewards that faith tonight with this victory. $8,798, so the winner takes home 50% of that purse. Michigan native Travis Seekman in the race bike. He took a day off from the races on Sunday. He was on the infield at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Travis was enjoying the Brickyard 400. Travis is a big NASCAR fan himself. Judge, are we official? Thank you, sir. It is official for race 4. Here's the full field rundown. Mustang Danny was the winner. That's back-to-back winners. I should say 2 winners for Lose Legacy. It was Mustang Danny, your winner. Frontier Macho, 3rd. Lose Magnum, 4th. One Trip Chip, the runner-up. Maple Grove Patrick, 6th. Lou Beduino finished 5th. 30-3 at the quarter. 102 at the half. 131-4 at the 3/4, the mile, and 202 flat. And that race 4 in your scorecard, it checks down 134-265. Race 5 is on the way. Scratch number 5. Pick a winner, players. Heads up. Scratch number 5. He's a Dark Shark. Scratch the 5. He's a Dark Shark. A lot of driver changes. You've got Travis Seekman on the 1, Jim's Big Boy. You've got Fox Valley Pepper with Shane Griffith in the race bike. And then you've got Marcota, number 6, with a change of driver, and it'll be Juan Franco on that one. Again, 2 winners tonight, sired by Lose Legacy. He had Lose My Number in the first, and now sires the winner of race 4. Let's go back.
'24 Illinois County Fair Training Champion. Kev Miller's horses are built to win, and it all starts here. Ready to join a winning team? Call Kev at 217-254-0170 or send a message to the email address on the screen to learn more. Kev Miller Stables. Train to win.
Make plans now to attend the 27th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale, which takes place on Labor Day at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Once again this year, the catalog will offer not only a strong lineup of Illinois conceived and foaled yearlings, but also an excellent supporting cast of colts and fillies eligible to other state-bred programs in the Midwest and on the Eastern Seaboard. It's the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 1st, beginning at 11 a.m. Central.
All right, back with you. Good racing here in Charleston. And folks, they're going 4 wide in the first turn. It's close finishes. You can't ask for more controversy. Guess what? Anytime you have close races, it's going to have that little added thing to it. And so, you know, you can look at it. We've had close races. People are looking at our camera, but our camera's not on the photo finish line, and so we have a different view. And so when you have that happen, when you have packs of 4 and 6 horses riding for this amount of money, it's going to be exciting in a lot of different ways. And so we're glad that we could bring that on board to you. Talking about our schedule, there'll be an Altamont on tomorrow, 6 races on board for you. And I believe it's 10 races on board for Friday for us, Charleston. I'll be manning the board myself. David Brink will be the track announcer.
Unfortunately, but yeah.
Not something he likes to do. Mount Sterling, the Brown County Fair, on Saturday and Sunday. Then toward the middle of the month, Morrison and Pana. We'd love for you to advertise with us, but let's take a look at next year and what we can do for you next year as we are going into the second half of racing tonight with 8 on the card for you. We'll take a look at this race. Everybody picked the 3 horse. Again, that's kind of been a trend. We're all picking the same winner, David.
And that's okay. Taking Shane Griffith, you know, we've shown that he knows how to drive Irv's horses. He knows the horses well, and he's very capable, young man, even with his first win earlier tonight. So I'm okay using that horse on top here. My second choice was the 4 Fox Valley Silent for Tom Simmons and Wyatt Avenatti. This horse didn't do a whole lot last year, and 5 starts made it under $1,000. But this year, 5 starts, 2 wins, 3 thirds, uncorked a monster mile of 54 last start out to win with 20 last. We're showing the last quarter on the page in 26-3. I know there's speed built into that time to roll gelding. My third choice, the 2 Captain's Express. I remember this Teefy. I remember this gelding being a young horse over at Ed Teefy's pasture. He's a beautiful gray animal. I like this animal. I remember him, so I'm going to use him my third choice. Where are you at on this, Steve?
Well, we've got to make some adjustments here for the Surratts because one of our favorite horses, he's a Dark Shark, is not in this race. It is a scratch. And so right now I'm 3-4 with you, and Lisa will end up being 3-1 in that. And so I don't know what she would want to do with that scratch, but I don't know. But so we moved hers up to 3-1, and mine to 3-4, and no pick so far for the third pick.
Okay.
All right. So
looking at our chats, we have Blaine Rose sending me some text talking about Mount Sterling being one of his favorite tracks to go to. He said he'll be there shortly, coming up next week. He remembers when Marcus Miller came down to Brown County and put those little LED lights on his hubs of his wheels. So when they went around, you could see like little circles out there. That was a pretty cool little feat he did back in the day. And he was a lot younger back then for sure. I think Marcus was probably 20, 21 at the time. And also those taser gun pace, those years when we were racing, 55, 56 every season out there in Brown County. And he remembers, good job, Blaine, remembers the horse I Can Only Imagine. That horse holds the track record not only at Brown County, but in the state of Illinois, 151-1 over a half-mile oval there in Mount Sterling. Interesting fact, that night, I Can Only Imagine breaks that record, and out the pasture on the east side of the fairgrounds there, the northeast corner where Teefy's pasture there, towards the waste treatment facility. Guess who was standing in that pasture watching that race? That horse's mother.
Ah.
A mare by the name of Incredishell, who was quite a fantastic race mare for the Fox Valley group out of an incredible finale filly. So pretty interesting night. That was a heck of a memory for me as well. So thanks for sharing, Blaine. Lisa wants the 4.
Lisa wants the 4. Okay, so Well, that's the 4 in second. Okay, I see where she's at. Yep. I will make that change for her, and then I will make a different pick for mine. Okay. Nice job with one scratch that we've had tonight.
I'll bring Kurt up.
Phillips of Athens and Jerica Kelly of Canton, Mississippi, trained by Jamaica Patton, but the driver is Travis Seekman. 2 Captains Express, owned by Ernie Sork of Fairfield, Sean Nessa of DuQuoin, Nori Nessa of Fairfield, trained by Sean Nessa, the driver Isaac Love. Number 3, Fox Valley Pepper, owned by the Irvin Miller stable of Irvin Heidi Miller of Wind Gap, Pennsylvania, owned also by Final Turn of Anthony Overheiser of New Smyrna Beach, Florida, and the Engel stable of Illinois of Marty Engel of Northbrook. The trainer is Irv Miller, and the driver will be Shane Griffith. We'll see if Shane Griffith, keep in mind, contrary to the program, he is the driver of number 3, Fox Valley Pepper. So we'll see after he just got his first career victory a couple of races ago if Shane can get number 2 here this evening as well. 4 is Fox Valley Silent, owned by the Fox Valley Standardbreds of Dr. Kenneth Walker and Patricia Walker of Sherman. Tom Simmons is the trainer and Wyatt Avenatti the driver. 5, He's a Dark Shark, is a scratch. And 6, Marcota, is owned by James and Terry Blackman of O'Fallon, trained by Merv Chupp. Contrary to the program, the driver is Juan Franco. Starting gate moving into position at the end of the back straightaway. Again, our starter this evening is Mr. Roy Finn, and Stacy DeRoos from right here in Charleston is the gentleman who sits at the wheel, the steering wheel of the gate, as they now call for the horses for race number 5.
Those of you following along in the chat, we have Eric Plowman making a fantastic observation. The white Stetson you see on the camera, just moving now over by the draw gate, would be the one and only Thomas Simmons. I think Lisa's going to find the horses. They're going towards the gate. I'll throw it back to Curtis. I think we're going to be close to starting this race, but want to just confirm Eric's suspicions there that, yes, that is the Cowboy Tom Simmons over there. Has a couple nice horses here today, and we're glad to see him on the track warming up and, at these fairs again. So we'll throw it to Kurt for today's 5th race.
Leanne Shen is our official charter here this evening. Her brother Tom charted here for many years at the Coles County Fair. Of course, Tom passed away back in May of this year and saw a lot of horsemen that day at the funeral. It was a marvelous service as folks shared stories and reminisced about knowing Tom. And he has been missed this summer. He was a dear friend, not just a racing official, but a friend and a historian of the sport. Leanne Shen, our charter, and as always oversees the racing office here at the Coles County Fair. Leanne, good to have you with us as always. Here they come, race number 5. They are off and pacing in the 5th race. There goes Captain's Express for the lead. Fox Valley Silent there up on the outside, and Jim's Big Boy is also showing speed, and Jim's Big Boy benefits from that inside starting spot, that inside lane right down there around the first turn. That is the ground-saving trip past the east end of the course and onto the back stretch. Captain's Express will go second as they head up the back straightaway toward the quarter-mile mark, and then Fox Valley Pepper is racing in 3rd, followed by Marcota in 4th, and Fox Valley Silent last of the 5 as they slip by the quarter and work their way over to the west end of the racetrack. Jim's Big Boy, 29-2 the quarter, 29-2. Jim's Big Boy is the leader after 3/8 of a mile now, leads it by just 1 length. Captain's Express travels along in the 2nd position by 2 lengths, and then comes Fox Valley Pepper in 3rd. Fox Valley Silent 4th, Marcota last of the 5, but right there with the others. It's only about 5 to 6 lengths front to back. Here comes Shane. Shane, once you get that first win, you get a taste of it. You'd sure like to get number 2. Here comes Shane Griffith with Fox Valley Pepper to challenge for the lead. 1 minute and a 5th for the first half mile. 1 minute and a 5th. Back around the turn they go. Past the stable area, Jim's Big Boy still the leader by 3/4 of a length. Fox Valley Pepper is right there toward the outside and second by a half length. Captain's Express is 3rd by a length. Fox Valley Silent takes to the outside from 4th. Marcota is in 5th as they go on by the 3/4 mile mark. Jim's Big Boy the leader and still leads it and has the lead back out to 2 lengths. 1:29.1 the time. 1:29.1 at the 3/4. The ongoing battle for second. Fox Valley Pepper outside of Captain's Express, but they're losing ground to the leader. Jim's Big Boy. He is about to rack up win number 5 of his lifetime. Jim's Big Boy. Travis Seekman in the race bike. Back-to-back wins for Travis. Jim's Big Boy wins the Wilson Equine and Donna and Vinny Viviani Memorial First Division here in Race 5 and won it by nearly 5 lengths. Followed across the line by Fox Valley Pepper, Captain's Express. Further back, Fox Valley Silent was 4th and Marcota was 5th. 1 minute, 57 and 4/5 seconds, the time for the mile. 1:57 and 4. Number 1, Jim's Big Boy, your unofficial winner.
Congratulations to the connections of the winner of today's 5th race, Jim's Big Boy, for Jamaica Patton and catch driver Travis Seekman. This horse is owned by Dolores Phillips of Athens and Miss Jerica Kelly of Canton, Mississippi. What a nice race by Travis. You know, I think that was a fantastic drive out there. And you know what? Sometimes a good driver can liven up a good horse and just make him that much better. So congratulations to Jim's Big Boy, but don't discredit Fox Valley Pepper.
Checking the updated trainer standings for
Isaac
the week
Love,
through
Express,
tonight's
3rd.
5th race. Jamaica Patton, who was 2nd in the standings coming into tonight's card, is currently the leader. He has moved up the leaderboard, just picked up another win here. That's good for another 5 points. He now has 22 points on the week. Kevin Miller stands in 2nd with 18, Jill Brown 3rd with 16, and then Steve Searle is 4th with 14 points. Clark Fairley is 5th with 12 points, and Marcus Detweiler is 6th. He is the only other trainer currently in double digits. Well, Jim's Big Boy is a 3-year-old gelded son of Time to Roll, the 2nd winner on the card for that sire. A homebred for the Phillips stable of Ron and Dee Phillips of Athens. Jerica Kelly is the co-owner of Canton, Mississippi. The story goes that after Jim's Big Boy was foaled in Illinois to meet the Illinois conceived and foaled requirements, Jerica Kelly really was the one that looked after Jim's Big Boy and kind of helped shepherd him through the process as he was growing up, made sure he got the proper care that he and his first dam needed. And it has turned out pretty darn good, hasn't it, fellas? Yeah. Trainer Jamaica Patton, driver Travis Seekman, Jim's Big Boy, your winner in Race 5. We mentioned the fact that it's win number 5 on the year. This is for this horse, and again, the first division of the Wilson Equine race and the Donna and Vinny Viviani Memorial, 157 and 4. This is a great example, this horse, of how patience can pay dividends. This horse only made a couple of starts last year. Got really just kind of a minor injury in the stall, but Jamaica Patton said, you know what, we're just going to wait, bring him back at 3, and that proved to be an excellent strategy as it has paid off big time. There is a nice high five between Jamaica Patton and the folks trackside, including driver Travis Seekman. Our thanks to the members of the Viviani family who have taken time to be here this evening as we remember Donna and Vinny with this 3-year-old colt and gelding pace. A driving double for Travis Seekman. And here is the full field official rundown for Race 5. From the top, Jim's Big Boy was the winner. Captain's Express was 3rd. Fox Valley Pepper, the runner-up. Fox Valley Silent finished 4. He's a Dark Shark was scratched. Marcota finished 5. The quarter, 29 and 2/5 seconds. The half in a minute, 1/5. 3 quarters in 1:29 and 1/5, and the time for the mile, 1 minute 57 and 4/5 seconds. Reads down 1:32 for scratch 5. Race 6 is on the way, 2nd division of the 3-year-old gelding pace. A reminder that the driver of number 6, Life Turns, Cornelius Cavett. Number 6, Life Turns, Cornelius Cavett, and that horse is coming in off a victory at the Effingham County Fair at Altamont Monday, winning by 5 1/4 lengths in a time of 2:01 and 4/5. Let's check back in at the grandstand. Time to hear.
All right, David. Another exciting race that we just had. Point totals are really close. 35 for you, 30-30.
Nice.
We're all not doing very well, but we're staying close to each other.
It's a competitive not doing well, right?
Yeah.
I want to give a quick shout-out to Travis Seekman after winning that last race, grabbing, I think it was one of the owner's maybe granddaughters, and throwing her up on the seat for those special memories of getting to sit in the driver's seat for a picture. It's pretty cool little memory for that one. So kudos to Travis for being a heads-up ambassador for our sport and making sure that the fans get the best experience they can out of this.
Absolutely. She'll remember that for a lifetime.
You're absolutely right, and those are things that make everyone feel good to help somebody out and share those memories with them and make memories for them.
Speaking of Tom and Benita Simmons.
Yeah, there you go, Eric. There's your boy Tom. Yeah, Tom's here today. We're glad to have him on as a sponsor, and Benita said how much of a fan she was and listening to our banter, which I think is just kind of crazy sometimes, but people like it, so we'll go with it, but we want to thank them for being involved with Harness Tube.
Absolutely. As we're getting ready for race 6 here, we'll 3/4 of the way through after this race, David. Moving real quick this evening.
We're moving for sure. I think Kurt's keeping the foot to the floor and the gas open on this one because he wants to get out of here as bad as we do.
Let's go ahead and handicap this if you don't mind.
6th race. No, let's look at it. Today's 6th race is the 3-year-old Colton Gilding Pace 2nd Division. I went on top near to the 2. Travis Eaton wins that last race, and I'm picking him again this one. This time for Rob Ridoff and Fox Valley Boxer. My second choice was the 3 Fox Valley Chuckle for Tom Simmons and Wyatt Avenatti. My third choice, I'm going to the 5 Soul on Fire for Merv Chupp and catch driver Juan Franco. Where are the Surratts at? We're a little different. We're different today.
Lisa went 1-3-2, so that points are going to change drastically.
We're going to see something shake up here.
Lisa's 1-3-2. She likes Western Trevor, Fox Valley Chuckle, and then Fox Valley Boxer. So she went with Rashawn Trigg, Tom Simmons, and Rob Ridoff. I went different yet. I went to the 5, Souls on Fire. Again, I like this horse. If you look at the standings for this horse, the most it's lost by is 3.5?
16 back there on that 8, but yeah, otherwise than that, we're at 8, 3.5, or 3.25, half, and 7.5. So usually within a second or two.
And so then I went with Western Trevor. I mean, you talk about a horse that's always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Absolutely.
That horse is consistently in that second spot. And then I'm going with the 3 Fox Valley Chuckle, the Tom Simmons horse. Call that a breakout pick.
For sure. In the chats here, as Kurt was just talking about the winner of that last race, Jim's Big Boy, and how owner Jerica Kelly had to take care of him and nurse him back to health. Well, Jerica's in the chat. She said she's so proud of her big boy Nugget, as she calls him, a.k.a. Jim's Big Boy. Quite a story that Kurt shared with us. Seeing those horses come back from an injury and do great things, it's always heartwarming, and we're glad that Jerica can watch her horse from down south up here in Illinois winning these big purse races. So thanks for following along, and thanks for cheering on your horses. Well, here's Eric's going with his favorite, picking Rob Ridoff in this one, and I think we all kind of Rob's one of those guys that I think everyone's kind of friends with him and likes, BSing with him and chatting with him. So we all kind of cheer for Rob when we get the chance, and I know Eric is for sure.
All right. Any other chats out there, David, or are we done with our chats or up to date with our chats?
We're up to date as of right now. That's all I've got for right now. But keep them coming, folks. Whatever you have, we like talking about it. We like sharing your memories, picks, memories, what have you. Any kind of suggestions, too, if we get some feedback. Nicole Wilfong today was saying she liked us putting our points in the page for everyone to view. It helps us keep track of them a little bit easier, but it also
keeps me straight.
It's a visual
David
for
says,
our fans.
Steve, you're cheating. I'll put in where we stand right now since we've got that graphic up there.
Sure, yeah.
And I'll change it at the end of the race.
So this is before this race. We are currently standing at 35, 30,
close
30.
race, but if you look at 6 races, we're all averaging David's averaging a little better than 5 points.
About 5.2
and
or something.
We're averaging 6 points a race, so our picking tonight pretty much stinks.
But it says something for when you bring in these stake horses, you mix up the condition. You mix up the class a little bit. It can open up holes for horses to perform better than they have, and it can hurt some horses who don't like the half-mile track per se, or the geese, whatever have you. So
okay.
Throwing it to Kurt.
Let's go back to Kurt.
For the first time the public ever saw him in a race, and I believe he won that day. I think he won that day. So he officially didn't get his first official win till he won a purse race at the Edgar County Fair at Paris later that summer. But, it's a fair point that the horsemen in Coles County have pointed out that, the first time folks ever saw Tim in a race bike, in a race, was here at the Corn Belt Shrine Club matinee, and I believe he did end up winning the race that day. We mentioned, what has he got now? Is it 13,000, 14,000? It's something crazy, the number of races he's won. He has long since moved his tack to the East Coast, and he's one of the top drivers in the history. Not just the modern history, he is one of the top drivers in the history of harness racing. And again, for all intents and purposes, his driving career actually started right here at the old Corn Belt Shrine Club matinee. We talked about it on Monday, a tremendous racing history at this fairgrounds and also at this fair.
In case you didn't catch all of that, Eric's in chat. In case you didn't catch all of that, wrong one. Kurt was just
Let's
talking
go ahead and
about-
meet the starters for race
Kurt,
6,
for
the second
parade.
division of the Illini. 3-year-old Colton Gelding Pace, just a shade under $5,000. The purse, again, the Wilson Equine, and also Donna and Vinny Viviani Memorial Blanket. Number 1, Western Trevor, owned by Edward Earl Thomas of Pulaski, Mississippi, trained by Roshan Trigg, Jaquavian Carter in the bike. 2, Fox Valley Boxers, owned by Final Turn of Anthony Overheiser of New Smyrna Beach, Florida, home of the World Series of Asphalt every year in February, the week before the Daytona 500. Co-owned by Mark Winship of Canton, trained by Rob Redoff and the driver Travis Seekman. 3, Fox Valley Chuckle, owned by the Fox Valley Standardbreds of Dr. Kenneth and Patricia Walker of Sherman, trained by Tom Simmons, the driver Wyatt Avenetti. 4, Jimmy D. Shark, owned by David Williams of Byram, Mississippi, trained by Jamaica Patton, the driver Mike Cox. 5 is Soul on Fire, owned by Nancy and Donald Musalami of Lamont, and also by the Chupp Racing Stable, Incorporated of Crete, of Merv and Kelly Chupp. Merv's the trainer, the driver Juan Franco. 6 is Life Turns, races for owner Albert Player of Starkville, Mississippi, trainer Chris Brown. Contrary to the program, the driver is Cornelius Cabot. Race 6 coming right up.
Before we were going to that post-parade, real quick, Kurt was talking about Tim Tetrick. Those of you who follow harness racing know that name very well. Those of you who don't know, he's a local boy from southeastern Illinois who has become arguably the greatest driver ever. Not only, like Kurt was saying, recent history, but all-time history. As far as winning races, winning money, winning races per year, he has about every record you can think of. In the chat, we have Eric Plowman saying he remembers Tim's first $100,000 purse win, a little filly by the name of Mystical Sahara. And the reason why Eric knows that so well is because he trained the horse. But absolutely, we remember Tim Tetrick here finally city winning in the Shrine Belt matinee, not for a purse start, but his first start right here in Coles County in a matinee. We'll throw it back to Kurt for today's 6th race.
Great to have you with us on a Wednesday evening at the Coles County Fair, the 171st edition. Again, the fair itself dates back to 1854. Just a great tradition. Great job by the board of directors through the years to sustain this fair and also to maintain the harness racing program. I know the harness horsemen appreciate that very much, as do our racing fans. Good to have you with us. The fair itself rolls right on. We've got more racing coming up on Friday, 12:30 p.m. post time. And a reminder, the entire fair schedule for the week is printed on the back cover of your track program. At the post gates rolling for race 6. They are off and pacing. Race 6 is underway at the Coles County Fair. There goes Western Trevor out for the early lead. Fox Valley Boxer gets away in the second position. Life Turn sneaks up quickly along the inside lane in third. Fox Valley Chuckle comes away racing in the fourth spot. Jimmy D. Shark is away racing in fifth position as they hit the backstretch. And Soul on Fire last of the 6. Life Turns is off stride. Life Turns is off stride. Fox Valley Chuckle abruptly has to move from left to right to get around the breaking horse and does so successfully, followed by Jimmy D. Shark, who goes up to the 4th position. Soul on Fire goes to 5th. 30 2/5 of a second. 30 2/5 of a second for that opening quarter. Life Turns, after breaking stride, dropped out to last. Still has contact with the field and is racing about 8 lengths off the lead. So it's certainly not a hopeless situation, but does have some ground to make up. So it's single file formation coming to the half. Well, it was. Here comes Jimmy D. Shark out of the number 4 position. Up front, it is Western Trevor, your leader. Western Trevor by a length. Jaquavian Carter checks to his right, keeps an eye on Fox Valley Boxer in second. 102-2 for the first half mile. 102-2. Back around the east turn they go, past the watchful eye of the horseman lined up along that outside fence. It is Western Trevor to the inside, and Fox Valley Boxer, who is taking to the outside to challenge for the lead. Fox Valley Boxer draws even with Western Trevor, stride for stride with a quarter mile to go. Fox Valley Chuckle is third. Jimmy D. Shark has lost ground back into fourth, and then Soul on Fire and Life Turns. 131-3, the time at the 3/4. 131-3. Western Trevor saving the ground along that inside lane around that west turn and opens back up on a 2-3 length lead. Fox Valley Boxer has lost ground off the turn. Jaquavian Carter, Western Trevor in the race bike. It is Jaquavian for the win. Here is race 6. Western Trevor wins it by 2 lengths on the line for Jaquavian. It was Fox Valley Boxer home second, 5 lengths back to Soul on Fire third. Fox Valley Chuckle was fourth. Jimmy D. Shark was fifth, and Life Turns was sixth. 2 minutes and 2/5, the time for the mile. 2 minutes and 2/5 of a second. We'll meet the winner, Western Trevor, in just a moment.
Boy, do I have egg on my face not using Western Trevor at all in my picks. That one going gate to wire here for little fat man Jaquavian Carter. Quite a nice mile. 2 minutes and 2/5 out here last half and about 58 flat, it looks like. There's Kenya. Congratulations, fat man. We'll get you up in the chat here. Once it loads up, I will, I promise. It's coming, I promise. I'll wait for it. There. Of course it's going to move away. So she's in the chat congratulating Fat Man. Want to go ahead and... So I was talking with the superintendent of speed here, Clark Fairley, and he said this might be an anniversary edition for Kurt Becker at the Coles County Fair. And I asked him, I said, okay, I'll go talk to him, but what year is it we're talking? And Clark said that he's not exactly sure, he can't remember, but he said the first time Kurt called the races here, he wasn't even old enough to drive yet. So that tells you how long he's been doing this. Here in Charleston, the Coles County Fair, we appreciate having a consummate professional like Kurt Becker on the microphone. We'll throw it back to him for the Winter Circle presentation.
Well, folks, here's a great example of a young, up-and-coming harness driver, just 20 years of age. If you're Jaquavian Carter, and you suffer the disappointment early in the card when you get a win in a big stakes race and then your mount gets disqualified, what do? You shake the dust off, you come back, you get in the race bike, and you go out and you win a race later on the card. How about a hand for Jaquavian Carter with Western Trevor? This division of the Wilson Equine Race of Martinsville and also the Donna and Vinnie Viviani Memorial, 2 minutes and 2/5 of a second. Again, our thanks both to Wilson Equine and to the Viviani family. Western Trevor races for Edward Earl Thomas of Pulaski, Mississippi, the winner bred by the Fairmeadow Farm of the late Carl Becker, Captain Trevor, the sire. Roshan Trigg is your winning trainer, and again, Jaquavian, the driver, 9th career win for Western Trevor. And checking the updated trainer standings after that race, Jamaica Patton with 22 points, Kevin Miller with 18, Jill Brown with 16, Roshan Trigg and Steve Searle now with 14 points each. And we are official. Thank you, Judge. Here's the full field rundown for that 6th race. From the top, Western Trevor was the winner. Fox Valley Boxer was the runner-up. Fox Valley Chuckle finished 4. Jimmy D. Shark was 5. Soul on Fire finished 3. And Life Turns was 6. The opening quarter, 30 2/5 of a second. The first half mile, 102 2. 3/4, 131 3/5. And the time for the mile, 2 minutes and 2/5 of a second. Reads down, 1:24.536. 7th race is on the way. There are no scratches in race 7. There are no driver changes in the 7th race. Update number 1, Luz Diablo raced on Sunday at the Effingham County Fair at Altamont, came home with a 5th place finish. And in that 7th race, the 2-horse Blazing Star was 3rd right here on Monday at the Coles County Fair, 3rd with a beaten time of 2:10 and 2/5 of a second. The past performance lines are current for Django because his race at Lincoln rained out on Monday. All right, that does it for now from the infield judges stand. Let's go back to the grandstand. It's time to play Pick a Winner.
Avenatti Racing, a third-generation, family-run stable with a legacy of excellence. Centrally located between Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky racing programs, Avenatti Racing specializes in buying yearlings, breaking, training, and racing top-performing standardbreds. Call 217-840-6469 or email AvenattiRacing@gmail.com today. Avenatti Racing, from yearling to racetrack, we build contenders.
Looking to move your mobile home? Need a roll-off dumpster at a competitive rate? Or maybe it's time to demo that old mobile home? Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport has you covered. We serve Central Illinois with reliable mobile home transport, offer affordable roll-off dumpsters for the Springfield area, and provide expert demolition services across Illinois and Missouri. For fast, friendly service, call Wayne Decker at 217-313-9744. That's 217-313-9744. Or find Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport on Facebook, your one-stop solution for mobile home services.
My recollection is the first race was a top-line 3-year-old trot. There were only 3 in it. There was exactly, that was perfect. There was a filly named Heather Glory that was trained and driven. Some of you might remember Perry Dykes of Hawkinsville, Georgia. Green and white colors. He was the trainer-driver. That was the winner. I'm wanting to say Charleston's own Paul Phillips had a trotter, maybe Lady Flamingo, a bullfighter filly perhaps, and Karen Doty from Champaign-Urbana, she had a Legend Hanover filly named Our Britannia, and I believe that was the 3-horse field in the first race that day. And again, the Dream of Glory filly, Heather Glory, won it for Perry Dykes of Hawkinsville, Georgia. But, yeah, that was a case where my father, Carl, was generally the track announcer here from year to year during that era, and he got into a situation where he needed help that day because the Edwards County Fair at Albion, they were supposed to race on the night of July 31st, and they got rain, and they had to postpone until August 1st. And I remember my dad was on the phone and calling announcers, and everybody was booked solid. And I finally just told my dad, I said, if you're in a bind, I said, I guess I can give it a shot. And so the reason I came here, they had full fields at Albion that day, and my dad said, look, they've got 7, 8, 9-horse fields on that particular card. He said, how about you go to the Coles County Fair, because most of the fields were more like 3, 4, and 5 horses that day. But everybody was very kind, very accommodating, very supportive. So yeah, this Coles County Fair, it means a lot to a lot of us. In particular, those of us who did get a chance to start our career right here. Judge, how we doing with the horses? Waiting on number 2, Blazing Star, and then we'll be set to go for the Rita Sear Memorial.
While Kurt's down, he was just reminiscing about his very first time calling a race was right here at the Coles County Fairgrounds at a matinee event in Charleston. Mike Titus was giving him a hard time via text. The date, August 1st, 1985. So before I was even born, Kurt Becker was calling horse races at a young age. I think he was about 15 years old and filling in for his dad in a pinch there. But what a career that's turned into. I mean, who would have known in 1985? I wasn't born yet, no.
I was I was 27.
I was 2 years from being born.
Okay.
But
All right.
I mean, look at where Kurt's gone all over the world now announcing. You know, his voice is taking him across the the world. His brain is taking him. He called out the horses that his very first announcing race was a matinee. He knew the 3 horses. He knew the drivers and trainers. I can't remember who was in the first race I called, and that was 2005. So I tell you what, Kurt is a gem, quite a little treasure we have here in Illinois, and we're lucky
That's why he's Wikipedia 1.
He is.
And you are Wikipedia 2.
I don't understand why Kurt likes these fairs so much, because besides his family tradition, but he is such a great voice. He could work anywhere in the world, and we're lucky that he loves the fair so much, because he does make this a priority to hit his memories of these fairs around the Illinois Fair Circuit, and we're so lucky to find him. Let's look in the chat real quick while I have a moment. Peter Mraz says Kurt should be a full-time horse announcer. I wish he would too, but sometimes NASCAR
It is always
pays a little
interesting.
better. It seems,
I've been
that
receiving
does
text
happen.
messages, the memories
think
that
he
come
likes
back,
the spice of life
things
there.
that
He does. It's all different. Everything's different kinds of conversations, different techniques to look at it. It's a different brain tease for you, if you will. And some of us horsemen, we can do this stuff in our sleep because we watch so many races and listen to so many races. But it keeps them sharp. And if anyone's sharper than Kurt, I don't know who they are.
Well, David, let's talk a moment about our picks for this next race. 2-1-3 for
JJ's up there with 2-1-3 in the short field, and I went a little different direction. I went 1-3-2 using Luz Diablo on top for the Finn stable, Harold Jr. H in the bike, using 3 as the second choice, and Blazing Star is my third. Too many X's on that card for me, JJ. I know there's some speed in there, but man, I don't like seeing those breaks. So where are you at, Steve?
Well, I'm setting it 3-1-2, so I'm going with the Jacob Radel horse in first, Harold Finn second, and third place Blazing Star. So 3 horses, so our picks are shuffled. Lisa's not even like yours. She's 1, 2, 3.
Peter Mraz in the chat saying Kurt's personality fits Illinois racing. And I would take that one step further, Pete. I would say Kurt's personality is Illinois racing. Without him and Carl and Ed and all the work they put in promoting, we wouldn't have what we have. Eric, I would have paid to see that.
Horses are on the racetrack and headed to the starting gate over on the backstretch as the gate now moves into position near the quarter pole at the end of the back straightaway. Race number 7 for trotters, non-winners of $7,500 lifetime, also eligible non-winners of 4 purse races lifetime, also eligible non-winners of $1,000 this year. The Rita Sear Memorial. Number 1 is Luz Diablo, owned by Randall Dooley of Hidalgo. Kinley Finn of Newton, trained by Harold Finn and driven by Harold Finn Jr. And again, Luz Diablo was 5th on Sunday at Altamont. 2 Blazing Star is owned by Sean James Butler of Ohio, trained by Roshan Trigg. Jaquavian Carter is in the bike. Blazing Star right here on Monday was 3rd. Number 3 is Django. His race got rained out at the Logan County Fair at Lincoln, as we talked about. That was on Monday. That rain out took place. Jacob Radel of Edgewood down near Effingham is the owner, trainer, and driver. At the post, the gate is rolling. We remember Rita Sear was a homemaker, was a nurse's aide, an election judge, someone that was very involved in the community. And, of course, a lot of you know Tony Bell, and Rita was her mother, and Katie and Kelly Bell. Of course, Rita was their grandmother. Some names in the horse business that you all no doubt will recognize, and we remember Rita Sear here with race number 7. We have waved off the start. The field was behind the gate and was working around that west turn. And about the time they got to the 8th pole, that blue and white checked pole at the exit of the west turn, the starter waved off the start, Roy Finn. We'll check with him here and find out the situation in a moment. We'll regroup here shortly and try it again. Well, we just checked with our starter, Roy Finn, and Roy said, there's a first time for everything, and he said, tell you what happened. He said the starting gate ran out of gas. Yes? Yes, yes. So those things do happen, and it's understandable because if you think about it, if you're part of that crew, if whether you're the driver, whether you're the starter, you're focused throughout the evening on the horses. And the starter is staring out the back of the car. The driver, he's looking toward the start-finish line out the front windshield. And sometimes those things can sneak up on a person. So I believe we're going to get some fuel en route to the top of the stretch shortly for the gate. We'll be ready to go here, hopefully, in just a few moments.
Bring myself up real quick. Asked about that announcing job that Eric Plowman had.
This is fantastic. This is one of the things so many of us love about the county fairs. There's not a lot of standing around. You get a situation like this already. A couple of courtesy cars have gone to the top of the home stretch, getting ready to bring some fuel to the scene and get that starting gate ready to go. Quick and on the spot. Hopefully we'll be ready here in just a moment.
Talking with Eric about his announcing job. He said Ed Teefy needed a couple breaks, and Eric filled in for him, and he's glad there's no video of it because I guarantee my first call was bad, and I'm glad that Harness Tube wasn't around at that time because I know for a fact in my first year, 2005, at Griggsville, I had a 3-horse trot. It was a nightfall. That judges' stand was above the grandstand. They turned for home, and I could not tell one horse from another, looking at faces with no driver's colors. And I just mumbled for about 20 seconds.
I don't know how many people here were. I can't remember the year, but maybe 10 years ago, somewhere in that range, the White County Fair at Carmi, there was an issue with the engine. And I remember we had to suspend the program. I think we had started the program, maybe got the first couple of races in. And as I recall, the starting gate was a Ford product or maybe a Lincoln. And wouldn't you know, there just happened to be a Ford Lincoln dealership next door to the fairgrounds. And they were still open, and one of their mechanics, he came on scene, and I remember the hood went up, and that mechanic, he got under the hood, turned a few wrenches, and I mean, he had it back up and going. So sometimes those things do happen. We understand it. And again, hopefully we'll be back underway here in just a moment.
Joking with Eric in the chat. I think Ed TV is kind of known for...
the question has been raised, wondering, is it possible the fuel gauge could be broken? Sometimes you get a false reading. Remember the Andy Griffith show? What was it? Yes, there was the episode called Man in a Hurry, where Gomer Pyle is trying to diagnose an issue with a man's car. And that's what Gomer says. He says, maybe, yes, he says, sometimes the gauge will say F when you really got yourself an E. So, yes, sometimes that can be an issue.
As Kurt was just mentioning Gomer Pyle, who played him? Help me out here.
Gomer Pyle?
Yeah, give me a name. He used to sing.
Jim Neighbors.
Jim Neighbors.
Because we sing Back Home.
Yep, and yes, we were in DuQuoin at the State Fair at was it Joe's Barbecue Shack? We had a little breakfast joint we used to stop at every day, and we walked in, and Dad spotted Jim Neighbors from across the restaurant. Was all excited. Doug and I had no idea who he was at the time, but now I've learned since who Gomer Pyle is and all those class. He had his own show, didn't he? His own spinoff. Like Private Pile or something. I don't remember how that.
No, that was Gomer Pyle was a. Yeah, it was the name of the
spinoff.
The real show. He was on Mayberry.
Yeah, he was on the Andy Griffith show.
Yes, as he went into the Marines.
That's what it was, Marines.
With
I knew
Sergeant Carter.
There you go. Thank you.
And got to use his talents of singing a lot of episodes there. He when he was alive, sang Back Home Again in Indiana, which was a tradition for the 500.
And I listened to the Bob and Tom show.
Family,
and again, we do appreciate the crew, everybody that's volunteered to help out with the situation.
Who
the starting gate and the
sang something else? It was like Shirley MacLaine or something. Sang something else.
Yeah,
and it's been a while since she's been alive. But the drinking of the milk, and originally that was buttermilk. But there's one driver, one
Montoya?
No.
Okay.
One of the other South American guys owned orange juice groves and refused to drink the milk and drank orange juice. And I'm telling you, my dad and his friend were the most traditional people in the world.
And that turned him off from that guy?
did not like that guy. I liked him as a driver,
No.
and I'll think about who it was. That was a driver. Somebody can probably tell me who it was.
Here's some trivia for you. Did you know Jim Neighbors was not supposed to sing that song that day? I watched the Bob and Tom show, and they have a little special they run about the May of every year, talking about all the great Indy 500s. And Jim Neighbors was on site for that festivities, and the original singer was not able to make it, so he climbed the ladder, didn't know the words. They had to hand him a note card to read from, and he sang that song and did such a great job. They invited him back every year to do it as a tradition, so what a fond memory. It ties into horse racing, because I remember him at the that doesn't
We're going to
look
have
good.
a gentleman start probably, and I tell you what, I liked it when we used that in the past.
Sadly, Stacy would have other starting gates to use. He owns about 3, but they're all being at other fairs, and we have one at Altamont and one was up at Lincoln for the rain outs up there. So I'll throw it to Kurt. I think he's got some comments about this.
The word we're getting from trackside is that they are still optimistic. It will be just a matter of getting a can of fuel and putting some fuel into the gate. They believe at this point that is the only issue. They just need to get the gate refueled, and we should be good to go. So hopefully that'll be the case. But again, if not, there are other options available.
Eric's in the chat here saying his funniest call was, "Here comes Jerry Logan. He's having a special on Sorcerer Hanover's back at the barn." I remember Jerry Logan well from down in what was that Kentucky town he was from? There was a horse named after him. It's escaping me right now, but he came up to race the Illinois circuit, did a fine job. Had some nice horses. Sorcerer Hanover definitely knew that lineage very well. But, those funny comments that come to the top of your mind and end up on the microphone sometimes can be memories for other people. I remember Scott Beal this year, I believe it was at Cambridge. We had a race full of, I think it was sons of Revenge Shark. And Scott said, "It's so-and-so shark on top, followed by whatever shark in 2-hole. It's a feeding frenzy out here."
That was great.
And that will never leave my mind. So kudos to Scott Beal on that call. I might have to steal it if I can.
I looked up something here because I wanted to make sure I was right. Emerson Fittipaldi in 1993 drank orange juice in Victory Lane at the Indy 500 instead of the traditional milk. The decision caused controversy as it broke a long-standing tradition of the race winner drinking milk. Phil Fittipaldi, who owns Orange Groves in Brazil, was promoting his orange juice business with the jester, but it was met with boos from the crowd.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, though, Fittipaldi in 92 or 3, wasn't that the first year the driver's share was $1 million? Wasn't there an iconic picture of him posing with the car and stacks of money all over the wings, if I remember correctly? I could be wrong on that, but that sounds right. Early 90s.
We have time to fill here.
Well, Eric's filling my time with correcting my misstatements. Jerry Logan being from Kansas, he's definitely right there. But I'm thinking of a horse of his or something that there's a tie to Kentucky. I don't remember what it was. The Donerail? He had a horse named Donerail. Did he have Donerail? You wouldn't know. I think he had Donerail, which of course Donerail, Kentucky was a town down south that had a breeding farm at one time, I believe. I might be wrong on that one too. If I'm wrong, Eric, please help me out. JJ's laughing in the chat. I think he liked the car going by, but getting towed behind the service vehicles out there, the Kubotas or side-by-sides, whatever have you. Lisa still got it on camera there. But what a fun day of racing. The marathon is getting close to its last leg. We have 2 races left, and I don't know if it's a second breath or I'm getting a little slap happy, but I think I've kind of got some energy right now. Maybe it's the soda I just downed. I don't know. Pete Mraz is in the chat. Says Hawthorne had a malfunction with the starting gate last year. Yeah, unfortunately, these things are tough to maintain and upkeep, and we're hard on them. I don't know what happened to I do remember that event happening. I don't remember what the cause was.
Problem up at Cambridge last year with the hydraulics on the gate itself, and we had to use gentleman starts up there.
Yeah, I think last year towards the beginning they had to do that a couple times before they got the starting gate situation figured out. But not ideal, but we can always go with the gentleman start. Those of you who don't know, that just means the horsemen line up side by side with a rolling start. They're not allowed to leave ahead of the first horse, the pole horse. The horse that has the first position gets to dictate how fast they leave the 2, 3, 4, whatever have you. have to stay behind that until they cross that wire. And typically you'll have the starting judge, which would be Roy Finn in this case, standing there near the wire, yelling go, letting them know when officially they're allowed to make their moves beyond that pole horse. So that may be an option, but according to Kurt, it's just a gas gauge or a gas tank issue. We can get a 5-gallon can dumped in there and get them back on the track. Hopefully,
well,
be a quick
fix.
Well,
I think the problem is that the can, it's got to go under that bumper and under the back of it there to get in. So they probably had to take it over and find a hose.
That may be too. I don't have a clue.
But it's going to be.
So here's the update.
Here's
our starter Roy Finn just radioed to presiding judge Randy Callahan. He said, in the interest of time, let's go ahead and do open scoring. So what that means is, first of all, horsemen, you may return to the racetrack with Luz Diablo, Blazing Star, and Django. We need those horses to return to the track, please. And our starter Roy Finn, he will make his way to the infield judges stand. He will take the track announcer microphone. He will announce instructions to the 3 drivers. Those 3 drivers and horses will work their way without the starting gate around the west turn and come on down for the start. And if Roy likes what he sees and if everything's okay with him, he will say the word go. They will be on their way, and then Roy will hand the microphone back over to the track announcer for the call of the race. Horsemen, come back to the racetrack, please, race 7.
And Kurt makes a good point there. You know, the starting judge giving the word go kind of gets efficient.
And the presiding judge, Randall Callahan, will be actually filling that role on behalf of starter Roy Finn. So in just a few moments, we will hear from Randy Callahan. He will give the instructions, and again, he will give the all clear. And if he believes that the start is clean, he will say go, and then he will hand the mic back to the track announcer.
Eric, I'm trying to remember Jerry Logan's wife. Was it Helen Logan? Does that sound right? I remember they were always dressed real nice, had nice-looking equipment, kept their stuff looking real sharp, and definitely nice people, whether you were a county fair, a small-time stable with a couple horses or a big-time Grand Circuit guy. They gave everyone the time of day and wanted to help young horsemen if they could, for sure. So thanks for sharing those memories, Eric. I'm glad you're in the chat, bud. What do you think, Steve?
It's a big fill there. Let's see. I'm trying to think of memorable moments. Unfortunately, here on Harness Tube, that'd be my 3 years of memorable
Let me roll
moments.
through. Chris Petmeyer was talking about a horse her grandpa had earlier in the show. If I can find that one, we'll throw the name back up. Maybe someone who's watching now, we have 117 concurrent viewers. Maybe someone can identify this horse. The trotter's name, Chris Petmeyer's grandfather had a horse a few years ago. The trotter's name was Happy Grattan, we'll say. Never found any info on him.
Number
I did a
3,
quick search,
Django,
didn't
has
see anything. So if
returned
you
to the
have any info,
racetrack.
throw it in the chat. We'll get
By the way, we'll say it again. We said it on Monday evening. A big thanks to the parking attendants around the fairgrounds.
Is he with
We
Wikipedia
appreciate them
3.0?
very much. Just makes things so much simpler and easier when someone greets you with a smile. And if you say, look, which should I go left, should I go right? They can give you the clear instructions and help you find the proper place where you can park your car without blocking someone in or cutting off an entrance of some kind around the grounds. So thank you to all those folks. I'm sure it's not a lot of fun standing out there in the 90-degree heat and the extreme humidity that we've had over the course of this week so far. But we understand there should be a break in the temperatures coming up. A breeze has popped up on occasion here this evening. And again, the fair itself continues all the way through the weekend. So number 3, Django is on the track. We need Luz Diablo, number 1, and Blazing Star, number 2. There's the one horse down there in the turn now. Thank you, Mark Kingery. Luz Diablo with Harold Finn Jr. We talked about people that have started their careers at the Coles County Fair or Coles County Fairgrounds at the matinees years ago. We mentioned that because Kinley Finn, the co-owner of number 1 Luz Diablo, she will be 16 in December, and she is hoping for her first win as an owner. Okay, the 3 horses are on the track. We will turn things over at this time to our presiding judge, Randy Callahan.
Harold, can you hear me? H, can you hear me? Go ahead and take them all the way around to the top of the stretch. Gentlemen, don't score in front of the pole horse. He's going to be your leader out of there. Go on the way around the track. We get to the top of the stretch. You can pick up some speed and don't go in front of the one horse, Jaquavian and Jacob.
This is interesting, isn't it, folks? It's a different perspective on things. Makes me think of the restart zone at a NASCAR Cup Series race where they talk about the race leader is the control car after the pace car goes to pit road. And you get into the restart zone, and then there comes that point where it's okay to go. But you just heard Randy say, number one, the pole horse, Luz Diablo, that's the control horse. We'll turn things back over to Randy.
Harold, if you can hear me, go ahead and bring him on up. You can pick up speed anytime. Okay, H, go ahead and pick up the speed a little bit. You're looking good, guys. Bring them on up. Don't go in front of Harold. Keep going on, H. Very good, very good. Go!
And there's the word go from our judge, Randy Callahan, and they are off and trotting in race 7. We're back underway on this Wednesday evening at the Coles County Fair. This is the Rita Sear Memorial Race 7 in your scorecard. It's side-by-side for the lead. Good start. Luz Diablo has the lead, and Django just broke stride. Right at the 8th mile mark, Django broke stride, so Luz Diablo is the leader and leads it by a length and a half up the back stretch as Blazing Star will travel in second. Django got right back on the trot already, is catching up to the other two and moves up a closer third as they go by the quarter-mile mark. It is Luz Diablo who is the race leader. 33-1 for the opening quarter, 33 1/5 seconds. Luz Diablo leads it by a length and a half. Blazing Star goes second by a length, and Django last of the three as they work their way past the 3/8 mile mark and come on down to the halfway point here in the Rita Sear Memorial. Back up front, Luz Diablo is the leader. Luz Diablo, Harold Finn Jr. in the race bike is leading it by a length and a half as they go on by the half-mile mark to the cheers of the fans here at the Coles County Fair. Blazing Star second, Django last of the three. 1:06 and 1 the time for the first half mile, 1:06 and 1/5 of a second. So back around the east turn they go, and after 5/8 of a mile, they're on the backstretch once again. Luz Diablo leads it at side-by-side for second, and that pair just 2.5 lengths off the leader at the three-quarter. It is Django to the inside, second by a head. Blazing Star is right alongside, though, contesting that position, but Luz Diablo threatening to give those other two the slip, opens up on a 4-length lead. 1:37 and 4, the time at the three-quarters. Blazing Star just broke stride. Blazing Star is off stride. It is Luz Diablo leading it by 4 lengths, 1/8 of a mile to go. Django is still second. Into the stretch they come for the Rita Sear Memorial. Kinley Finn, get ready. You're about to enjoy your first win as a standardbred owner. Here it is, Luz Diablo, Harold Finn Jr., sitting chilly in the race bike in those orange and blue colors as Luz Diablo drew off and won it by 7 lengths. It was Django home second and another 17 or 18 lengths back to Blazing Star third. 2:09 flat, the time for the mile, 2:09 flat.
Good job, Judge. How about that, folks? We have a first-time winning owner out here, young Kinley Finn, Harold's daughter. Want to congratulate her and to the other owner, Randall Dooley from Hidalgo, Illinois. Good to see Harold out. Oh, here comes the whole clan down the turn. They're not even waiting for the courtesy vehicle. They're just going to hoof it on down here. Everyone looks all excited. So much fun to see. Families coming out, matching shirts, blue Finn racing shirts. Quite a group coming. There's Randall Dooley at the head, black shirt coming over here. Want to congratulate everyone who's associated with, including trainer senior Harold G. Finn. So congrats to the connections, especially young Kinley Finn for her first lifetime win as a standardbred owner.
Here comes a big group trackside. Where is Kinley Finn? Kinley, there she is right there. Hello, Kinley. Are you pleased with that drive from Dad? Yeah, she says that's all right. Absolutely. Well, Kinley is going to be going back to school here soon at the Newton Community High School. She, they tell me, is a softball player, and she also very much loves the horses and the harness racing sport. And why not with that name Finn? What a rich tradition in this sport indeed. As Harold Finn Jr., her dad, is the driver, and her grandfather, Harold Finn, is the trainer. Luz Diablo is owned not only by Kinley Finn, but also by Randall Dooley of Hidalgo. This is a nice moment for the trotter, Luz Diablo, who is 5 years of age, was winless so far this year, did not race last year. So his most recent victory, you have to go back a couple of years, and did you notice in the program, he won here as a 3-year-old at the Coles County Fair in 2:13-1, and he picks up a new lifetime record here this evening, 2:09. How about a hand for number 1, Luz Diablo? Kinley Finn giving Dad a hug there. Now she walks up to stand at the head of this horse. We talked about this being the Rita Sear Memorial. Our thanks to Miss Coles County Fair Paige Schwint. We mentioned that she has been here this evening, and she was on the grounds greeting folks and welcoming them to the fair earlier this evening over by the Midway before the start of the racing program. And, of course, our junior Miss Callan Ballinger and our little Miss Heidi Winkler. But there is the first ever win as an owner for Kinley Finn. And again, she will turn 16 in December. Another hug for her dad. Hugs all around trackside. Congratulations to the Finn family and to the Dooley family as well. The winning trotter, a 5-year-old gelded son of Luz Legacy, bred by the Flacco family farms. We'll have more in just a moment. Stand by.
What a great winner.
The winner is fine. Luz Diablo is fine. We will give you the full field rundown for all 3 of those horses once it becomes available. There apparently is a claim of foul concerning the 2nd and 3rd place finishers. Blazing Star was 3rd across the wire. Django was 2nd across the wire. So a claim of foul lodged by the driver of Jaquavian Carter, of number 2, I should say, Blazing Star, your 3rd place finisher, against the unofficial runner-up, number 3, Django. But one thing is for sure, whatever happened, if anything happened, it was well behind the leader and the winner. So back to the grandstand we can go. We're good to play pick a winner because Luz Diablo, the winner, is not part of this objection. So that part, take it away. We can play pick a winner.
All right, we'll go to commercial. We'll be back.
I think it carried wide and Jacob took it, but I can't tell depth on how wide he carried.
Here, this is
when I was a kid, I shouldn't have been there, but it wasn't wrong. Not like I was tall, but she was just protecting her horse, and I put my feet in there.
Is this what you're looking at, Randy?
Showed you.
Yeah. This color's better.
Oh, okay. I'll bring myself back up real quick while we have a judge review, but I want to finish that thought. What a great winner's circle photo op there in the Rita Sear Memorial for young owner Kinley Finn. I was watching pretty closely, and I'm pretty sure Papa H was watching his young daughter relish in the spotlight of her horse winning a big race out here. He looked awfully proud, giving him lots of big hugs. That's what makes horse racing great, folks. The family connections, the young up-and-coming owners and trainers and drivers, winning in local fairs. I mean, this is what it's all about, folks. So that was a pretty cool winner's circle photo. A lot of hugs to be had, a lot of smiles and high fives, and, you know, that's what warms your heart every day we're out here doing this.
Hey, David, the fact I want to throw out here.
What's your fact?
My fact is I said something about the number 1 horse tonight. How many races out of the 7 run do you think the number 1 position horse has won?
5.
That would be correct. Did you look that up all ago?
No. I just was counting how many big fields and outside horses could have won, and now I could come up with a couple.
5 out of 7. You talk about draw being everything.
Important. Hey, there's a starting gate. That's a good sign. Sorry about that. I probably blasted your ears there.
Okay. How many times do you think the 2 has either won or been in the top 3?
7 out of 7? Or 6 out of 7?
5.
Really? If they can't win, they miss?
They won the first one, the two horse did. After that, it was a 5, a 3, a 3, a 3, a 2, and a 3.
Well, something to be said for your post draw, and why horsemen wait with bated breath to see where they draw in races, because it can make the difference between a win and not getting a check sometimes. As we take today is a definitely example of that.
Yeah, the 3 has been a pretty good advantage, the 3 hole, but the advantage of those first 3 holes of getting down into that corner and making your move, I think,
that
is big.
rail horse just protects the position. They don't have to cross over. They don't have to do any. You know, they're already in the lane of where they want to be. So, you know, they get to kind of dictate a little more what they want to do. I'll throw it back to Kurt. I hear a call to post.
Race 8 for Pacers, non-winners of $7,500 lifetime. Also eligible non-winners of 4 purse races lifetime. Also eligible non-winners of $1,000 this year. The Ron Brown Memorial. Number 1, Shady Maple Bridget, owned and trained by Kevin Miller of Arthur. Wyatt Avenatti is up. 2, Carly Bay, owned, trained, and driven by Jacob Radel of Edgewood. Number 3, Brenda's Blazing Star, owned by the Chupp Racing Stable of Crete, trained by Merv Chupp. Contrary to the program, Juan Franco in the bike. We remember a member of the Coles County Fair Board, a volunteer fireman, Ron Brown Memorial. Of course, Ron passed a year ago, April. We remember him with our final race on tonight's card. Here they come. They are off and pacing, and a very good start for all 3 of these horses. Shady Maple Bridget comes right out for the early lead. All fillies are mares here in the nightcap. Shady Maple Bridget moves up and takes the lead by a length and a half around the first turn, as Carly Bay goes in the second position, a length and a half, and Brenda's Blazing Star is racing third after the opening eighth of a mile. Single file formation for the move up the back straightaway. The leader, Shady Maple Bridget, and Carly Bay rates right in behind the leader in the second position, followed by Brenda's Blazing Star, as these 3 move on by the quarter and head toward the west end of the course. Shady Maple Bridget, off a runner-up finish here on Monday, gets the opening quarter in 31 and 4. 31 and 4/5 seconds for that first quarter. Shady Maple Bridget opens up on the lead here. It was a length and a half. Now it's 3. Now it's 3.5 lengths after 3/8 of a mile. Carly Bay travels in second, a length and a half, and Brenda's Blazing Star is third. Moving past the stands for the final time here this evening, and this in the Ron Brown Memorial. Shady Maple Bridget is the leader with 1 lap to go here in the nightcap. Leads it by a length over Carly Bay, second, a length and a half, and Brenda's Blazing Star third. 104 and 3 for the first half mile. 104 and 3/5 of a second. Back around the east turn they go. Still no change in the order. It is Shady Maple Bridget who is the leader. Bridget already a winner twice this season. Looking to add another one here tonight following a win at Farmer City a couple of weeks ago. And she has the lead as the tempo quickens now with a quarter mile to go. Shady Maple Bridget chased by Carly Bay, chased by Brenda's Blazing Star. As these 3 go on by the 3/4 and move on to the final turn. 1:36 the time with the 3/4, 1 minute, 36 seconds. It is Shady Maple Bridget who opens up on the lead once again. Back out to 3 lengths. Now it's out to 4 lengths as they turn for home. Brenda's Blazing Star moves up second inside of Carly Bay, who lost ground around the turn and is now third and challenging for second, but there's no catching Shady Maple Bridget. Wyatt Avenatti, your winning driver, Shady Maple Bridget, opened up and won it by nearly 5 lengths. It was Brenda's Blazing Star who got second by a length on the line over Carly Bay in third. 2:05 and 2, the time for the mile, 2:05 and 2. So sit tight. We've got our final Pick a Winner draws coming up. Our thanks once again this evening to our grandstand and Pick a Winner sponsor, B&D Grocery on Lakeland Boulevard.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
2024 Illinois County Fair Training Champion. Kev Miller's horses are built to win, and it all starts here. Ready to join a winning team? Call Kev at 217-254-0170 or send a message to the email address on the screen to learn more. Kev Miller Stables. Train to win.
For the Ron Brown Memorial, Shady Maple Bridget the winner, Carly Bay third, Brenda's Blazing Star was the runner-up. 31 and 4 at the quarter. It was 104 and 3 at the half. 3/4, 136 flat, and the mile 2:05 and 2/5 of a second, and it reads down 1:32. Thanks again, Miss.
All right, with that, David, you end up winning tonight. 75 points for you. 71 for Lisa, and a mere 55 for me, as we all got 18 points on that last 3-horse race.
We'll blame it on the heat, right?
And guess what? The one horse won again, and so that's 6 out of 8
6
races.
out of 8. 75% of the races won by the pole horse today. That's pretty fantastic.
Yep. All right, with that, we're going to say good night. God bless, and we'll
see you in the winner's circle.